We've got one.
Okay.
But I also have another one to consider.
Let's take a break. We'll get to our poll question. John Smoltz is coming up. 844-204-RICH is the number to dial to have a conversation about anything you wish. Still, the draft is still, in my mind, quite relevant because I'm still computing what happened over the weekend. And Bears fans are still in shock that they went ahead and drafted a quarterback that the general manager didn't even bounce off the head coach technically before he went ahead and drafted him. And just like Cutler didn't even know the Broncos were going to draft him, Trubisky had no earthly idea the Bears were in on him. None. But none of us did in the media either, which I guess was the Bears' point of view. That's Ryan Pace's point of view. 844-204-RICH, number to dial here on this Tuesday edition of the Rich Eisen Show. Blue Apron is our favorite in the house for dinner, and our favorite in the house for dinner because we love to cook it all together. It's a lot of fun. Well, at this point in time, with little Cassius strolling around, he's still just the guy that you put the hat on, take an Instagram picture of, and it's really cute.
That is true. That is true.
Soon he's going to be the kid who grabs sharp items, the most dangerous items in the kitchen.
We maybe had a scissor incident yesterday.
There you go.
Oh, no.
And
really?
then at one point, though, your son will be old enough to help you and your wife cook a home-cooked meal, and it's awesome. It really is great. You get around together, and then you could choose the meal, obviously, or you could sit there at the computer and have your kids all do it and make it a whole family affair, as we do in our household. And the best part about it is there's the ability to do it so quickly because everything's so marked. The ingredients are marked, they're fresh, and the recipes are easy to follow. You could do it in less than 40 minutes. So what you do right now is you go to blueapron.com and you put in the /Eisen, because when you do that, you get 3 meals for free with free shipping. You will love how good it feels and tastes to make all of these meals at home. So don't wait. That's blueapron.com /Eisen. Blue Apron, a better way to cook.
Everything you need to know is in those envelopes. Do not open these envelopes until you have left the office.
I started opening it before I heard the rest. Do you mind if I borrow a piece of tape?
Ricky, how long are we going to be here?
I have no idea.
No, that's my point. You might have to make it last.
I think Maxie wants us to roll hard. Why the hell would he give us all the bread?
What do you need us to do?
Take the money to the Welshman. He's going to check it. He's going to hand you his marker. And you're done.
We need guns. We don't need guns. I'm telling you, man, I'm pretty sure we need guns.
Are we working now or something?
They put down the champagne and act like you've been here before.
The ladies just bought the champagne for the whole table.
Hey, Jimmy, where are they taking us?
Yeah, where are they going to whack us, Jimmy?
That's one way to handle people.
We, the device-loving people, want more than just unlimited data. We want unlimited entertainment, so we can stream unlimited action, punch unlimited robots, watch unlimited romance, if you're into that. But we also want more, like unlimited HBO.
Can I stop dying now, Mark?
No can do, mi amigo. It's unlimited.
Besides, you're really good at it, James.
Don't settle for any unlimited data plan. Only the AT&T Unlimited Plus plan comes with HBO included at no extra charge.
Lie down now, I'm going to have to bust you up.
They going to shoot a damn cop.
That's a nice interview. You'd like to see what kind of left he's got. Where are we going with this, Romeo? I'm a rageaholic. You disrespect me, I'm going to react. Word case. Now you're telling me how to do my job?
12 years on the job, I never seen nothing like this.
He's going to put himself in jail for a case no one's even looking at.
Every one of those guys knew exactly what we looked like.
Oh, jeez. He's a cop. You didn't go through his pockets? Your father killed that girl.
He wouldn't do something like that.
You let this be a lesson. Those that don't learn from history are condemned to repeat it, pal.
Hey, Pete Feinbaum's on ESPN right now. What do you got, Law?
Well, the draft was obviously Thursday through Saturday. We all attended together, the command center over here.
Yes.
Watched your excellent broadcast. And then afterwards, we partook in some libations at a bar near the Philadelphia draft. And we came across a Jets fan.
This guy was amazing.
I saw this.
Full jacket and blazer covered in Jet stuff.
This is
so
Jets jacket.
Brockman's recording.
No.
Tufo's recording.
I actually became the journalist. I became the journalist.
And we had a question for him, and we just wanted to see, if he was on the list or not, essentially.
Jay, hold on. What is your take on hacking?
I saw this.
I saw that. That's great.
You missed me push him. I pushed
thought that was the funniest thing of all time.
I mean, we're having a good time with the guy.
What are you expecting? You expecting a nuance?
He was expecting him to say that he was fine and that he could be the future.
I wonder where we are on the front of the... yeah! The scaffold!
Wow, there's a lot going on right now.
I see metal pilings.
There's a lot happening.
Scaffolding.
There's a pile
of rocks.
They're piling.
The Jets could have had Glennon, you said.
Look at that.
He's 5-13 in his career.
Oh, gosh.
I'm Tim Ferriss, author, entrepreneur, angel investor, and now TV host. I've spent my entire adult life asking questions, then scouring the globe to find the answers. Now, on this stage, we'll sit down with world-class performers of all types to dissect the strategies that they use to ultimately succeed. The goal isn't to be fearless. The goal is to learn to fear less.
Fearless with Tim Ferriss. Premieres Tuesday, May 30th on Audience.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
Join the crowd for their musical masterpiece.
Come on.
Okay. It'll be fun.
That won 6 Academy Awards.
Guess I'll see you in the movies.
Rated PG-13. Movies start at Channel 125.
You watch stuff on that thing?
Yes. Well, have you heard about Full Screen? Sounds familiar.
Full Screen is a subscription video on-demand platform and app available right now on your phone.
We got comedy.
We've got dramas.
Whoa, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It's over 1,500 hours of content.
And you can browse by mood. Stop.
Eligible AT&T wireless customers can get Full Screen on us for 1 year. Plus, stream an app without using your data.
John Smoltz, Baseball Hall of Famer, going to join us shortly. By the way, he, Verducci, and Costas are on the call on MLB Network tonight of Orioles-Red Sox. You know, this is a pretty big game early on in the season, as I mentioned.
Well, these are two teams that have a history, and they don't like each other.
They don't.
And so you kind of add in the racial tensions of the city and a lot of guys drinking. This is kind of what it leads to, and it's really unfortunate.
Well, I think you got the right trio in the booth tonight to add the proper amount of nuanced discussion to this.
There's kind of an online movement to give Adam Jones a standing ovation tonight, and I really hope the fans do it in Fenway tonight.
Like I told you, the mayor of Boston said that he hopes that does happen. And it's not like giving him a standing ovation because, you know, hey, congratulations, you were the subject of racism. No, you're standing up to it, and that's the one way we can show that we don't appreciate that other sensibility.
And these handful of individuals who are doing this don't represent the city of Boston.
So John Smoltz will be joining us here shortly here on the Rich Eisen Show. What do you have as a poll question today for us to vote on our app and talk about?
Here's what's up on the app right now. We're talking about Nick Saban. Made some news this morning. New contract extension, big lofty bonus. He's now getting north of $11 million.
Just for this year, though.
For 2017.
Right.
He's good friends with Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, we kind of know as the highest paid NFL coach / general manager.
Well, we don't know that.
We don't know that.
We just
kind of assume that.
That he's not taking the hometown discount that Brady does, although it does look like Brady at the Met Ball last night is doing just fine.
Giselle was like literally dressed as the Lombardi Trophy.
Last night.
I thought that was absurd that people were tweeting that. She was wearing a silver thing. That's not the Lombardi Trophy.
It's his Lombardi Trophy.
Somebody made a little bit of a connection.
I couldn't tweet that picture enough last night.
If you want, not that this matters, but if you want to compare careers and net worth, she might eclipse his.
Tom,
yeah,
for sure.
Oh, yeah, she makes like 60 a year, right?
So at any rate, go ahead.
Who would you rather be right now? A lot of factors.
Yes.
Bill Belichick, Nick Saban.
Who would you rather be right now?
Yeah, so you got Bill Belichick. You know, they're both the same age. They're both, what did you say?
Which is surprising, 65.
65
Actually, Nick Saban's about 6 months
years old.
older.
Okay. Bill Belichick's got obviously Hall of Fame, all-time career. But, he's near the end of the line. NFL coaches don't really coach into their late 60s or 70s. Tom Brady probably has, 2-3 years left, maybe?
1.
Nick Saban has a dynasty down in Alabama. kind of flamed out as
so
an
who would you
NFL
rather
coach.
be?
Who would you rather be right now?
Now, are you?
I have another option if you're not into that
well,
one.
because here's what. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know if I'm into the phrasing of the question because.
But any way you phrase it, you're essentially asking the same thing.
No, or what you're I think insinuating or connoting here is what would you rather be an all-time great professional football head coach who has to deal with the changing of the guard of an all-time great to the next iteration,
lots of
Patriots
turnover year
2.0 of Belichick's tenure, and the 1.0 has been going on since 2000 all the way to this point in time. Or would you rather be Nick Saban, who's always got to be in his late 60s, going into people's living rooms and convincing 18-year-olds to come play for him, although things have gotten to a point in Alabama where the convincing's done before he's walking in the door and he's kind of closing.
Yeah, the top players in the country want to play for you anyway.
Also, molding young men, being a factor in their life.
What system would you... Well, I mean, you're hoping that that's at both levels.
When it gets to the NFL, though.
Well, but also that you are dealing with grown men, but, one of the grown men, I think, showed up on the doorstep of a police department speaking in tongues in the middle of the night, and he had to trade him all the way to Arizona. I mean, it's just there's still different. There's stuff that happens all the time in different spots. I think that's what you're getting into. What would you rather be?
Yeah,
and I mean, that's a great question because you're lifting a Lombardi trophy, you're lifting what used to be the glass egg, and whatever the hell they call the trophy now in college football. I'm also thinking, too, that in college football, that's the whole thing, too, is that Belichick is sort of has his own fiefdom in the same way that your college football coach does. And your spiel regenerates just merely because people keep churning through it, every 4 years. But the way that Belichick does it, every 4 years, he gets rid of people and brings in new people. There's very few people that you have a through line.
It's sort of
for
like
more
a
than
college
4 to 6 years. It's really just...
England.
Whose legacy are these two battling, though? Bear Bryant with Nick Saban.
Oh, I think that's...
And then Red Auerbach with Bill, like for Boston, like the greatest coach in that area. They kind of both are facing somebody else.
What's your other poll question?
My other poll question is this. Today is The Rock, Dwayne Johnson's 45th birthday.
Okay.
He is arguably the biggest movie star in the world, and he's one of these guys who has gone from professional athlete, he played football at Miami, played in the CFL for a little bit, WWE superstar, to now a movie star. People want him to run for president someday. That's where it's gotten to this.
I've yet to hear that. But.
Would you rather have his career,
yes,
or the other biggest former athlete to become a movie star, Arnold Schwarzenegger?
This is a no-brainer for me.
Whose career would you rather have? Arnold, famous bodybuilder turned movie star turned politician,
let's stick
The Rock?
Let's stick with the as much as I'm a pop culture guy. Let's stick with the Saban.
Oh, I'll throw the Arnold one up on the Twitter.
I thought you might be interested.
No, I think because again, what would you rather as a coach have? The college football lifestyle and job, or the professional football lifestyle and job? I think you'd rather take the college over the pros these days.
College over the pros,
unless you're Belichick, who doesn't have to instill a culture anymore.
Which would you
come? You come to him, and and in that respect, I would take Belichick's I would take Belichick.
And what about Arnold and The Rock?
Because Belichick is going to Nantucket every now and then. I don't know what. Yep. I don't know. 20. Saban's living at 24/7.
7 rings, Rich.
I would think.
What about The Rock or Arnold?
Quick tell the tape.
I want to take a break because I got John Small. I got an actual baseball Hall of Famer calling.
We can ask John Small.
Yeah, we got to tell the tape on these two. We'll unpack that later.
And the poll question is brought to you by TrueCar. You can find out what other people in your area paid for the same car you're looking for, and on average, save over $3,000 off MSRP. Whether you're looking for a new or used car, visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. John Smoltz, and what the heck went down between the Astros and Rangers when we come back here on The Rich Eisen Show.
Before the season premiere, the stars of Kingdom got ready for their close-ups.
We're shooting with Scott McDermott. He's fantastic, and he's really captured the tone of the show.
Yeah, it's
To be a model, channel top model, channel Tyra Banks, her fine wisdom.
All the hours of work This is the moment where it all pays off. It's going to be fat times tonight, baby.
Kingdom, the final season, Wednesday, May 31st, only on Audience.
We, the device-loving people, want more than just unlimited data. We want unlimited entertainment, so we can stream unlimited action, punch unlimited robots, watch unlimited romance, if you're into that. But we also want more, like unlimited HBO.
Can I stop dying now, Mark?
No can do, mi amigo. It's unlimited.
Besides, you're really good at it, James.
Don't settle for any unlimited data plan. Only the AT&T Unlimited Plus plan comes with HBO included at no extra charge.
Swing it and drive!
Get the
Going yard.
And in some part, it's why they've won the division 2 years in a row. Doesn't see it.
Napoli hits that one way up in the air.
It didn't matter.
It is gone. How about that? A shock to Springer in center field. And Napoli leads the yard. Rangers have the 2-1 lead.
Going yard.
Well, the reason why we're playing that is because the next time Napoli came up to the plate, Lance McCullers threw behind him. And then there was a lot of the pushing and shoving because Napoli took a couple of steps toward home plate, as in the what gives, and bench is cleared. And this was Napoli after the game, after this all went down.
I've been in the game a long time. I understand how things work. Two of their guys, get hit. All he has to do is put it in my hip. It just has to be done the right way. No one likes 95 behind their back.
So that was that yesterday. John Smoltz, Baseball Hall of Famer, joins us now here on the Rich Eisen Show prior to being in Fenway Park for what should be definitely an interesting night between the Orioles and the Red Sox on MLB Network. John, back on the show. How you been, John?
Traveling a lot, but doing good.
Good. So let's help me out with these unwritten rules here. Is baseball going to get past this, or attempting to just say, okay, you hit a home run, it doesn't matter how long you stare, or that let's not throw at people anymore? It's the 21st century. We know that there's a lot of money on the line, there's a lot of careers on the line, that let's figure out a different way to hash this stuff out. John, is that an archaic way, or just no way we're going to be getting past this?
Well, in theory, it makes a lot of sense and should have. I would say let's just say the way it is. It should be better executed, and this has been a problem for a little while. When you think about the youth that's being kind of injected into our game, this is going to sound like I'm an old player and a curmudgeon, but I'm not. It's just guys aren't ready to do the simple things and the things that we were all taught to do that did never escalate into some of these scenarios. Now, there were a lot of brawls back in the day, and there were a lot of guys that were thrown at. But the American League, for me, look, when pitchers don't have to bat, it's a whole different story. I don't know what the numbers and stats look like as far as which league throws at more guys. But when you're talking about this subject, and you're not talking about a ball getting away, you're talking about intent. Much to what you just said, Napoli said, has always been the line of thinking, and guys understand the game, at least the guys that have played it for a while. I have my button when he gets pushed is when a pitcher throws behind or near ahead. I just can't tolerate it. I don't think there's a place for it, and that's the part that gets people kind of fired up, is when you see a ball whiz by a guy's head or thrown behind him. There's just not, it's not an executed part that's that hard. It's I guess on an individual basis, an inexperience, and I think we're seeing of late some of that happening, and guys just didn't do it right.
Well, I mean, Barnes threw at Machado at his head last week and only got 6 games. So what gives? When does baseball want to give 20 games to these guys and can't because of a collective bargaining situation? Would the Players Association block that or be involved? Want to do something like that? What can you tell me about the actual nuts and bolts of this?
I think what happens in this game, right, wrong, or indifferent, it's an overreactive scenario. I mean, when Buster Posey gets crushed at home plate, whether his technique was right or not, you end up having a new rule. When something happens at second base, you end up having a new rule. I think if something happens, unfortunately, in an adverse way at home plate to a hitter, you might have a new rule. I don't think, we've seen guys get hit in the head on accident, which again, thankfully, nobody of recent, you never want to say concussions aren't a bad thing. I'm talking about life-altering, and thankfully those are really low percentage. But I think if this were to happen, let's say in the intent, it's hard to improve intent, but it looks like you were trying to do something to a hitter, I think that's when you're going to see it change. I was the byproduct of the longest suspension ever given at the time because it was just the right time at the wrong time at the right place. There was a slew of, it seemed like, brawls back in the early 2000s, and we got in one, and that became the new, I guess, suspension. I got 8 games, and I've hit less people in the history of the game per inning than I think anybody. But I think the game, and when you have the umpires getting involved too early, it's amazing what you can see. 2 different sides, 8 different people can see the same thing and come to different conclusions. And when emotion and heated scenarios get in place, when you so-called cross the line, that's when the game can get a little ugly. Veteran players or players that do it right, you never see a situation get ugly. Now, whether that's a place for the game or not, hockey has fighting and somewhat encouraged, I guess. Baseball has always had some of their uglier brawls that we keep showing and kind of not glorifying, but keep showing. And I think, again, neither of these instances, I think, guys have gotten hit. It's just been thrown behind. I think that's why their suspensions are what they are.
First ballot Hall of Famer John Smoltz joining me here, and very rarely do I ask somebody who's about to do a game how you're going to handle a topic on race relations, but obviously what Adam Jones said he was subjected to last night in Fenway Park is going to lead to an interesting moment when he steps in the batter's box tonight. I don't know if you've had your pre-broadcast meeting with Bob and Tom Verducci, but obviously you and Costas and Verducci are going to have a conversation tonight. What are you expecting this evening in Fenway Park, John?
It's interesting. I'm just getting caught up because I flew in last night, and no, there's no place for it. I mean, look, fans are going to be fans, but you can't do that. You can't. That's not something that represents all of Boston or even the fan base. It could be coming from a select few. I just don't think. I hope that the chances of the same people being there tonight are slim, but I hope the people around, or at least people in that area, would take care of it in their own way. But baseball for the most part has been with the very few exceptions where fans go way out of bounds and do things. We had the John Rocker days, and that was not fun, and that certainly affects your whole team in that scenario. But for Adam Jones, he shouldn't obviously be subject to anything quite like that. And I guess tonight we'll follow it and document it, but hopefully it's not an issue. And we'll certainly sit down and talk with the manager and see what if or how it could be handled differently.
Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the mayor of Boston's calling for everyone to give Jones a standing ovation tonight. So like I said, when he steps in the batter's box, that's what I hope to hear, and it should be an interesting moment on MLB Network tonight. John Smoltz joining me here on the show. Who's the biggest surprise of the season? I mean, you've got Houston at 17-9, Baltimore at 16-8. Washington's tearing the cover off the ball. 2 teams leading the NL West that we had no earthly idea could, Colorado and Arizona. I'm giving you options here. Thames in Milwaukee, and then obviously what the Yankees are doing. What would you say is the biggest surprise so far, John?
Yeah, I mean, Thames on an individual basis, that comes out of I don't want to say nowhere, but people didn't know about him being in overseas, and doing what he did over there, and certainly a small sample size. So that's incredible, and I think he's handled that in an incredible way, because we know what comes with instant success or success that we think can't be legit. So good for him, and at least the way he's handled it and communicating how this season has gone for him. From team standpoints, there's always that first 1/6 of the season where you look at it and go, okay, is this sustainable? The Yankees have been a way big surprise. They've had some injuries. They're getting one closer to get another huge part back. Can they pitch like this all year? I don't know, but they got some magic working. They almost pulled off 3 of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen, and they're right in the thick of things without really being on full throttle. Baltimore always amazes me. Where do they get it? How do they do it? Buck Showalter does a great job, and I think from the West standpoint, I think Arizona's a little more sustainable than Colorado, but at the end of the day, it's if it makes for a better divisional race, I think that's awesome. But the Dodgers just have too much. I don't know if it can slow them down in that division. I like the Houston Astros, what they did in the offseason. I thought that was the best under the radar moves. Nobody really talked much about it. You'll be seeing them add a starter if they're in the mix like this. I think they have to. It takes them to the next level. And then just beware of the same simple kind of teams that were there last year, the Cubs and the Cleveland Indians. Until someone can prove that they've got a better pitching rotation than the Cleveland Indians, then they're still the teams that you look at. Boston, to me, is a surprise in the other way. I don't think it'll last. I think they'll be right where they need to be once they get healthier. They got to figure out their defense and a little bit of offense that seems to go awry when Sale and Porcello pitch. So the intrigue in baseball is always right around now, and then this is the team you have, but will this be the team that continues forward? And in Boston's case, I don't think so.
All right, well, I look forward to the call of the game tonight from Fenway Park. Should be a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, great to have you on, John, as always. That's John Smoltz, and it'll be Sale tonight against Asher for the Baltimore Orioles this evening. And then, the Red Sox and Cubs have the same record at 13-12.
I guess that's encouraging.
I mean, you want to talk about teams that are one game over 500. I'm just choosing teams that currently, as we're 2 days into May, that are one game over 500.
Some heavy hitters, right?
Boston, Minnesota, okay, Tigers, your Los Angeles Angels are one game over 500. You've got the Cubs are one over, Milwaukee's one over, Dodgers one over.
Wow.
I mean, that kind of runs the gamut of surprise and also like kind of what gives. And the NL Central, right now, the Cubs and Milwaukee are both one game over, and Pittsburgh in last place is 2 games out.
Phillies putting the bang thing on the Cubs last night.
And then there's the Mets. I didn't even hit that with Smoltz because we were talking about so much other stuff.
Syndergaard, yep.
Syndergaard basically has a bullpen session cut short on Thursday, and team wants him to take an MRI saying, I know my body.
Says no.
Sandy Alderson basically says, well, what do you want me to do? Rope him up and throw him in the tube? I can't do that.
Well, someone yesterday brought up a good point. The team tells you that stuff.
Get in the tube.
It's not voluntary.
I don't even know what to say, man. But the Mets say that his injury is not associated with what caused the bullpen session to shut down. That's what they're saying. Take a break. We'll take your calls, as well as Wade Phillips in studio coming up in hour number 2 here on The Rich Eisen Show.
Scylla, it's the company's black milk. Whistler's got it.
Alex told you about Scylla? I haven't. There's one last step, breaking into a secured structure. So now you need my help. If we do this thing right, we'll be close to where it ends. You better have one hell of a plan, Michael.
Some people still fight for this country.
Where's the book?
This is our fight.
You're not going back to prison.
We're in.
This season, create your own game
day experience with NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV. Watch every out-of-market game every Sunday, no matter where you are. And stream them your way. Live on your favorite devices. Never miss a second of the action. Order NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV. Amazing!
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
We gotta go mine. We gotta go mine. This is when Washo Mine becomes player.
These people are using you.
If it's mine, I found it. These people are killers. How did 17 billion disappear overnight?
Rated R. Movies start at Channel 125.
Where's my money?
Unfortunately, I don't have it. I can get you $10 million.
This microchip belongs to my employer. You're going to get it back for us.
The chip in the warehouse, they're connected. We work together to figure out who these people are.
If I do this, I get complete control. We hit the jackpot. $10 million.
You know she's going to kill you.
Good night and thank you.
You don't know me very well.
Rogue, all new, tomorrow at 9 on Audience.
Missed yesterday's show? Here's the recap.
Thrilled to be back on the simulcast after 4 radio-only days where we had a blast in Philadelphia. The first night, I mean, my goodness, with the Bears moving up for Mitchell Trubisky and the 49ers moving down one spot and then using the pick, one of the picks that they got from the Bears and that to pop back up into the first round and take Reuben Foster. For them to come away with those two guys in the first round was what appears to be an excellent first-round haul. John Lynch of the 49ers here on the Rich Eisen Show. What was it like from your perspective?
It all started with the Chicago trade. I had no idea who they were trading in an attempt to go up and get. He didn't tell me it's for Mitchell Trubisky. I thought I was going to be this conservative GM. We come and make 6 trades in my first draft, and I'm going, what the heck is going on?
Michael Lombardi, the Ringer, here on the Rich Eisen Show. You called teams behind the Bears to find who was the team that was calling the 49ers to come up to the second overall pick. You could not find this team?
I couldn't, and I know that there's reports that there is one, but nobody's acknowledging it to me.
So what are the Bears thinking?
That's the interesting thing. I think the Bears are saying to themselves, look, we're going to put a lot of asset and a lot of money in the quarterback. We're going to get this right eventually. What people don't understand about the NFL, it's a mathematical problem. So you only have so many reps to give a quarterback. Mike Glennon needs all the reps. Mitchell Trubisky needs all the reps plus 10. You can't get 2 quarterbacks. It's the John Madden line. When you have 2 of something, you have nothing.
I did not know that you had known Solomon Thomas personally before drafting him, because when you went back for your degree in Stanford, you guys took a class together?
Management Science and Engineering, MS-52, which is called Decision Analysis. And so the irony, there was a true freshman in there named Solomon Thomas. We worked on a group project together, and then I used my decision analysis skills that we learned in the class to take Solomon Thomas as my first pick ever as a general manager.
The Rich Eisen Show app, daily interviews, the recap, and much more. Download it now.
Your business burned down. Kids busy with lives of their own. Brother-in-law like a parasite. You haven't been laid in God knows how long. What are you doing? I'm fine.
This is Hydro. It's the promised land of pot.
Badass.
I know you're a drug dealer.
I'm just getting started.
Another monumental season comes to life with MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV. Catch the biggest moments from baseball's best all season long. Follow your teams, favorite players, no matter where you are. And with MLB.tv included, you can watch nearly 90 live games a week on your favorite devices. That's every milestone and miracle on the screen of your choice. Order MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
If you say his name, or even think it, he'll come for you. He makes us see things
Don't say it, don't think it.
He makes us do things.
Don't say it, don't think it. Don't say it, don't think it.
No, it's a trick.
Don't say it, don't think it. Don't say it, don't think it.
Bye-bye, man.
The Bye-Bye Man, unrated. Now playing on DirecTV Cinema. Movie starting channel 125.
All right, let's go to the phone lines real quick. Bob in Ohio, you're here on the Rich Eisen Show. What's up, Bob?
How you doing, Rich?
I'm better for talking to you. What's going on, Robert?
I just wanted to make a quick comment, and then I'll let you do your comedic genius and run away with it.
Try my best.
I called the day after the Combine, and you took my call, and I pleaded with you about how my Cleveland Browns should take Jabril Peppers #1 overall. And I thought it was just really cool that we ended up getting him. Obviously, we didn't take him #1 overall. And obviously, we didn't take a quarterback, so let's see what, or a quarterback that's, we're not going to be anywhere on that position. So let's see what happens with it. And I thought it was pretty cool. I'm also an Ohio State guy, and I'm glad that we were able to dip into your fun bag and get ourselves a all-purpose, as all-purpose can get, I believe.
Well, Bob, thank you for calling up and saying you wanted to dip into my fun bag. Is that okay to say? Thank you.
Just got fined by the
Thanks, Robert.
FCC.
Appreciate that. Nostradamus from Ohio right there. Did you see today that Hugh Jackson reportedly from Michael Silver, who knows all things Hugh, that he wanted Malik Hooker 12th overall. And it's just, look, when Houston's calling and saying, we'll give you 1 next year, and our 25th right now, and then you can have Houston's 1 and 2 next year. You pull the trigger on that, and he went ahead and got Jabril Peppers at 25. But obviously, you're not taking Jabril #1 overall. And then they went and they got Deshaun Kaiser, who has every opportunity on my mind to win that job this year. Although Lombardi yesterday thought that wasn't going to happen. Can we get ourselves ready for Son of Bum? Can we get ourselves ready for Wade Phillips?
I think I'm ready.
All right, when we come back, though, I want a Chris Command Center news update from you guys. I want to know, there's another player whose fifth-year option wasn't picked up today, because that's big news out of the NFL. You're basically saying who's going to be a free agent next year in the rookie class from 3 years ago and who's not. I want an update on Sid the Kid to see if Penguins fans should be concerned about all that. And what poll question... How does it currently stand right now?
Who would you rather be right now? Nick Saban, 22%.
Belichick, huh?
Belichick, 78%.
I wonder if people are doing that just because Belichick just won. Or would you rather be Nick, who's never going to be leaving Alabama?
Never.
Ever.
He's going to get a raise every single year.
But Belichick's never leaving New England either. That's the whole point. It's basically, would you rather coach in the pros or college is essentially what I'm reading this to be.
Or, do you want to coach for 5 more years or 10 more years?
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, the Chris Command Center news update and Wade Phillips in studio.
The first and most important rule of gun running.
Why'd you do that?
Is never get shot with your own merchandise.
So now you're gonna have to buy it. It's a used gun.
You get rich by giving the poorest people on the planet the means to continue killing each other.
We sell by the kilo.
There are men going through our garbage cans. Is there anything I should be worried about?
She doesn't know how you pay for all this.
How many car salesmen talk about their work? Their products kill more people every year than mine. At least mine has a safety switch.
I would tell you to go to hell, but I think you're already there.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
The vampire and lichen clans had been at war for centuries, turning our world into a battlefield. Now a new war is being waged.
If you want to win this war, you will have to go further than any warrior has ever ventured before.
Looking for someone?
Underworld Blood Wars. Movies start at Channel 125.
I'm very sorry, Mr. Altman. The results showed a brain aneurysm.
How long do I have?
I don't know.
How long?
I don't know.
Give me a number. A number.
90 minutes.
Go home, make love to your wife one last time.
We have to have sex immediately.
We are not having sex.
We can do it in the kitchen if you like.
Reconciliation in 90 minutes.
You and Bet have done nothing but fight for 2 years. And Tommy? Is Tommy there?
Take a message.
No.
Make sure that he remains calm. Nothing that raises his blood pressure.
Like?
Anger.
And you've met my brother? Anger is my birthright! Yeah!
How much time they give you?
Hour and a half.
Oh, buddy, that sucks.
Yeah.
Now playing exclusively on DirecTV Cinema.
British Secret Service have an agent in the area. Al Hitler. Picked up coded radio transmissions from the vicinity. Could be a kidnap attempt, most likely an assassination.
I gave my life to the fatherland, and this is my thanks!
Trust me. She did. Did you expect me to betray my oath?
No!
The Exception. Now playing exclusively on DirecTV Cinema.
I don't know that you ever stop evolving.
This season, create your own game day experience with NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV. Watch every out-of-market game every Sunday, no matter where you are, and stream them your way, live on your favorite devices. Never miss a second of the action. Order NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV.
Amazing!
I played at a talent show. Harry was also in the talent show. My dad came and he said, "You should jam with him." And I'm like, "No, what? No." We just started writing. It took a long time to feel like we were doing something good that we could actually be proud of.
Moving a 295-pound refrigerator is not easy. Moving your wife's 17th century colonial stemware collection is rarely easy. Moving Mr. Smooches is never easy. Fortunately, moving your favorite entertainment with DirecTV is always easy. Just one call before you move is all it takes. Done. The DirecTV Movers deal. Easy Now comes with bundles and equipment upgrades too. Call and ask about all the benefits today.
We, the device-loving people, want more than just unlimited data. We want unlimited entertainment, so we can stream unlimited action, punch unlimited robots, watch unlimited romance, if you're into that. But we also want more, like unlimited HBO.
Can I stop dying now, Mark?
No can do, mi amigo. It's unlimited. Besides, you're really good at it, James.
Don't settle for any unlimited data plan. Only the AT&T Unlimited Plus plan comes with HBO included at no extra charge.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema. Join the crowd for their musical masterpiece.
Come on!
Okay, it'll be fun.
That won 6 Academy Awards.
Guess I'll see you in the movies.
Rated PG-13. Movies start at Channel 125.
You watch stuff on that thing?
Yes. Well, have you heard about Full Screen? Sounds familiar.
Full Screen is a subscription video on-demand platform and app available right now on your phone.
We got comedy.
And we've got dramas.
Whoa, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It's over 1,500 hours of content.
And you can browse by mood. Stop.
Eligible AT&T wireless customers can get Full Screen on us for 1 year, plus stream an app without using your data.
this morning on The Dan Patrick Show. Weekdays on Audience.
Kelly Rohrbach, the actress, she's in Baywatch.
All right, someone serenade.
Okay, Fritzy, would you serenade?
I'd be happy to.
Just a little bit here.
On the wings of love, up and above the clouds, the only way to fly, flying high upon the wings of love.
Can I get your number?
The Dan Patrick Show. Weekday mornings on Audience.
Live from Los Angeles, it's the Rich Eisen Show. Still to come, Los Angeles Rams defensive coordinator Wade Phillips. From the new Showtime special, Shrimpin' Ain't Easy, comedian Al Madrigal. Plus, editor of the MMQB, Peter King. And now, it's National Life Insurance Day. And if you had some, you could use some more. Am I right or am I right? Am I right? I'm right, right? Am I right or am I? Rich Eisen.
Hour number 2 of the Rich Eisen Show on the air. Good job. Very good job.
Ned Ryerson, she nailed it.
She did.
You don't know it's Ned the head?
We've got Wade Phillips, one of the best coaches in the NFL for the last umpteen years here on our show. Former Cowboys head coach, now current defensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Rams after coordinating Von Miller and that defense to a Super Bowl victory in Denver. He is here. His new book, let me put it on the desk right there. It's called Son of Bum. He wrote it with Vic Carucci, good old Vic, Vic Carucci from back in the day with NFL.com. Son of Bum, about his dad. Some great stories of Wade and Bum Phillips. In studio, Al Madrigal, the comedian, big 49er fan. He'll be here in studio hour number 3, and Peter King will join us as we make heads or tails about what happened from picks 1 through 253. He was embedded with John Lynch in the 49ers draft room throughout the entire weekend, and what's going on with the Chicago Bears. I'll tell you, a lot of folks in Chicago are still wondering that, even though Trubisky seems like a very nice fella, nice kid. Is he the quarterback of the future? And then what about the quarterback situations around the country with some other free agents still sitting on the sidelines? We'll talk about all that with Peter King in hour number 3. Your phone calls at 844-204-RICH as well. Our poll question today is, who would you rather be? Belichick or Nick Saban? I'll tell you this, guys. Nick Saban with $11 million coming his way next year, the highest paid public employee in the United States of America. And because, Alabama's a state school, he's worth every penny. And I understand that we could sit here and say a coach gets this much money and the kids don't get any money and it's a disgusting system. And I'm not talking about the system here. Not talking about whether players should be paid. Where I am on that subject, I think there should absolutely be a stipend for kids who do that, who are athletes at schools, even though they do get a scholarship. In the same way I got work study when I went to the University of Michigan, I got a stipend for doing work. The kids are doing work. They're doing work for the institution, and work for that gets the institution a poop load of money. But Nick Saban is worth every penny. You ask any Alabama fan, they will say that. You ask any Michigan fan, is Jim Harbaugh worth every penny? What do you think their answer is? Urban Meyer, Ohio State, James Franklin, Penn State. You can go through all of these public schools. If they want to use their endowment funds or whatever they get these money from, or boosters donate money to the school on the back end to backload whatever the school forks up to these football coaches, every penny. Nick Saban is worth every penny. $6.75 million per year he's going to make base. He's making a signing bonus of $4 million this year. 11 and change he'll make. Every penny. You could say he's underpaid based on how much money that school makes off of football and how good of a job he does. Let's get a Chris Command Center news update brought to you by our friends at Honda.
And now, Law and Brockman with the news.
The Honda Perfect Accord sales event's going on right now. It's the perfect time to get a deal on the Honda Accord. Don't miss this chance to own the car that combines eye-catching style with enviable power and comfort. Race into your Honda Perfect Accord sales event at your local Honda dealer today. Law?
Yeah. Yeah, a little NFL update here, Rich. Teams are deciding whether or not to pick up the fifth-year option on players drafted in the 2012 draft or 13 draft?
12, 13, 14. No, it's 13.
13 draft.
Yep.
Johnny Manziel did not get his option picked up by the Browns.
Actually, it's 2014 draft. Pardon me. 14 is their first year. 15, 16. You need to know before 17.
2014 draft.
Uh-huh.
Lions picking up the fifth-year option on Eric Ebron, their tight end. He's been a very productive player for them. Chiefs obviously picking up D Ford. Niners picking up Jimmy Ward. Chargers picking up Jason Verrett. Packers, Clinton Dix. Those are some obvious ones. Some guys did not get picked up, though, yet. We know here Blake Bortles yesterday did. Jets declined fifth-year option on safety Calvin Pryor. Remember him coming out of Louisville, big hitter.
He was big Louisville slugger.
He was going to change the dynamic of their defensive backfield, not so much. And this was the biggest one. Kind of surprised me. Probably hit you guys the same way. Vikings declined to pick up fifth-year option on quarterback Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, they picked it up on Anthony Barr. So right now, going into 2017, what's more important for the Vikings to secure the services of in 2018 and lock it in more than Anthony Barr or Teddy Bridgewater? I mean, it's unfortunate that his knee injury has gotten to the point where they don't know. They don't know. And entering 2018, why would you pay all that money to somebody you don't know? And if he does become a free agent and he does appear to maybe have the ability to come back and play, then you sign him. Or, I mean, you're not going to franchise him either.
But it's
terrible.
This guy's 8-9 months into his rehab, and his future is still uncertain. That's how bad that injury was.
We also haven't heard from him at all. I can't think of a single interview he's done since the injury.
Yeah, he's kind of gone Greta Garbo, and it's terribly unfortunate for a very good kid who had such a bright future and still may.
Makes you think Sam Bradford's a
but Calvin Pryor. I do believe we've got an exclusive Rich Eisen show soundbite from the guy who drafted Calvin Pryor in New York.
I'm the general manager of the New York Jets. Ultimately, I'm responsible for the performance of our team, the product that we put on the field.
Right,
that lies with me.
Please stop.
There are no
excuses. Please stop it. Please don't even fade it out. Just stop it immediately. Can you believe that guy was in charge of a New York City franchise?
Not good.
Could you believe that?
Itzik or Dolan? Choose.
Oh, my God. Worst ever? Oh, Dolan.
Okay.
You know what? Because I saw this last night watching the...
Who's the worst GM, though, of your New York teams?
Oh, gosh.
Phil?
Isaiah?
Yeah.
Could Isaiah Thomas be that?
I'm putting that up there on a Twitter poll, too.
But I was watching this last night, watching the Spurs and the Rockets with Susie. And the commercial comes on for the NBA award show that's coming up on June 26th, because the NBA is going to do what the NFL has done the last few years, and I think it's very popular, which is have an end-of-the-year award show. And although in the NFL, it's just only about 3.5 weeks after the regular season's over, in the NBA, it's going to be about 2 months. So the whole conversation of who's the MVP, after Harden maybe takes Houston to who knows where he takes them, and then Westbrook's going to walk up and get the award. It is anticlimactic, but it's still going to be a big night. The NBA will roll it out there, and it's going to be right after the draft in New York City, so everybody's going to be there. It's going to be I'm sure the NBA will crush it. There will be celebrity stars galore, and all the players will show up, I believe, and it's going to be a big night. Do you see where it is? Do you see where it is?
It's in the Barclays?
It's in Brooklyn, where every big New York sporting hoops event appears to be.
A lot of hipsters.
More often than not right now. And guess where it's not?
Radio City.
Madison Square. You moron.
Well, he owns both.
With much love.
He owns both.
Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena.
I know.
Award show would make sense in Radio City, though.
Hey, at least the East Regional Final was in Madison Square Garden. And I might be a biased New Yorker here. But if you're in charge of Madison Square Garden, why isn't everything in Madison Square Garden? Why are you letting it walk to Barclays? Hey, at least Dolan got the NFL out of Radio City Music Hall.
True,
because
Philly wouldn't have happened if it weren't for Dolan, right?
Well, you never know. You never know. The NFL might have been having an itchy trigger finger on getting the draft out of there, but it was the easy out after the draft got pushed into May on Mother's Day weekend one year because Radio City told the NFL your date is used up for an Easter extravaganza that never materialized. Good job, straight shot. What do you got?
How did this veer off into a Dolan?
I don't know. Great question.
Yeah, okay.
Well, Izek got me.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Hey, all you got to do is just point me in the right direction.
I'm
Just
the
give
general
me
manager of the New York Jets.
Stop it. What do you have,
Yeah,
Bob?
Rich, scary moment last night in the 4-1-2 with the Penguins surprisingly up 2-0 against the Caps. Sidney Crosby got a cross-check to the head, went down on the ice. The cross-check to the head is obviously scary because of Sidney's history, but if you watch the replay, his left knee also gets bent backwards in a really scary way. No update on his condition. He did leave the game, did not return. The Caps obviously won in overtime 3-2. News from the NHL today, actually the Washington Post is reporting, though, that Matt Niskanen, who had the hit or cross-check on Crosby, will not be suspended for the game. He was given a 5-minute major plus a game misconduct for the hit. He said, quote, "I've seen the replay, saw it in super slow motion. It looks really bad. I caught him high. He's coming across, trying to score. As he's doing that, he gets lower and lower, and when it's happening that fast, my stick and his head collided. I wasn't extending to try to hit him in the head. It happened quickly." A lot of experts, hockey, Barry Melrose chimed in last night on SportsCenter, said he didn't think there was any ill intention.
You know what it looked like to me? It looked like to me one of those hits across the middle in football where the strike zone looks to be one thing, and then when the player crouches or falls or trips, it gets to be another. But in the first blush moment, I mean, the refs got the 5-minute misconduct, and sure enough, the Penguins did not score in that power play. And I thought last night when the Penguins scored not one but 2 empty netters to force overtime with less than 2 minutes to go on the Caps, I would bet all Caps fans were swallowing their own vomit. That here they go in a game, they're up 2-0 in a game where Sid the Kid's knocked out 5 minutes in, and they're going to go down 0-3, and the trapdoor's opening again. And sure enough, they scored in overtime 3 minutes in.
I was shocked that they won that game.
Right? I mean, it had all the makings. All the makings. But
Serious momentum switch, and obviously, though, the knee is something to definitely keep an eye on. And we know that Sidney has a history of head injuries, missed almost an entire season due to concussions.
He is so good. He is so very good.
And he's had a great season.
This just in. I mean, he's... you could make the case that he is the best in hockey. Very simple. I mean, I know Penguins fans would do that. That's a big game changer, obviously, and we only hope the best for him. But I didn't think that merited his suspension, just looking at it again. But that's the whole thing, as we talked about with Smoltz, his intent. That's the difficulty of, you're basically saying, if you're going to throw this at somebody's head, you're just assuming you're a professional baseball player and you should be able to put the ball in a certain spot. That's the Chris Command Center news update. We're thrilled to look over at the Rich Eisen Show Green Room couch and find one of the best coaches in the National Football League for a long time. There he is, Wade Phillips, whose Twitter game is on fire and fuego, at Son of Bum on Twitter. Son of Bum is the name of his book. We will be chatting with the defensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Rams live on the Rich Eisen Show, Wade Phillips, when we come back. The Perfect Accord sales event is going on right now, and it's a perfect time to buy a Honda Accord, which, again, I mentioned yesterday, looks and drives nothing like the Accord I used to have. And I'll tell you what, I'm sure it won't have the same thing. Like when I parked my Accord, I had it when I went to Northwestern, and I parked it on the street in front of the apartment that I had near Wrigleyville on the north side, and it was a great spot. It was one of those spots right in front of your house where it's good for about 4 or 5 days before the street
cleaning
comes out, right? And then a huge snowstorm hit. And then when I went to go start the car again, it did not start. And I watched it as the alarm was going off as it's being towed down the street. That would not happen with the current Accord, I'll tell you that. I love the Honda Accord now. It drives so well. It drives so fast if you want it to. 278 horsepower V6 engine underneath the hood. And inside, it's as stylish as it's ever been. Go in right now to your local Honda dealer. It's the Perfect Accord sales event going on right now, and get the deal because they won't last forever. Tell them the Rich Eisen Show sent you. See how easy it is to get the Perfect Accord for you. Wade Phillips when we come back.
Oregon ranchers who must go back to prison for starting fires that burned on federal land.
They say that there was an armed standoff. That is a total lie.
They flat out told me these people are not going back to prison.
We're going to make a hard stand.
The militia say they're not ruling out violence if police try to remove them.
This is not 240 years ago. You cannot go to war against the federal government.
Something's seriously wrong in this country.
We, the device-loving people, want more than just unlimited data. We want unlimited entertainment, so we can stream unlimited action, punch unlimited robots, watch unlimited romance, if you're into that. But we also want more, like unlimited HBO.
Can I stop dying now, Mark? No can do, mi amigo. It's unlimited.
Besides, you're really good at it, James.
Don't settle for any unlimited data plan. Only the AT&T Unlimited Plus plan comes with HBO included at no extra charge.
This season, create your own game day experience with NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV. Watch every out-of-market game every Sunday, no matter where you are, and stream them your way, live on your favorite devices. Never miss a second of the action. Order NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV.
Amazing! Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
We gotta go mine. We gotta go mine. This is when Wash Your Money becomes player.
These people are using you.
If it's mine, I found it. These people are killers.
How did 17 billion disappear overnight?
Rated R. Movies start at Channel 125.
All right, The Son of Bum. The book, Son of Bum. Wade Phillips, Son of Bum. Good to see you here. Good to see you, bud.
It all fits together, yeah, Son of Bum.
It does. Before the radio audience returns, I want to show a visual here. Put up the Rams cam for Wade Phillips. Ramscam.com. Look at that. That's the stadium right now, Wade.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Which side of the stadium you want? You want the one with the scaffolding or one on the other side? What do you think? Because they're taking requests right now.
They said it's going to be the biggest, so
look at that.
It's going to be amazing.
They've got, I mean, that looks like pylons in the ground, right? Doesn't that look like that? Big old pile of rocks and dirt?
Yeah.
What do you think happens first? That stadium that stadium club level gets built, or Christian Hackenberg starts a game in the National Football League? What do you think, Wade?
I don't know. Quarterbacks have a chance to play in the league for sure.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So you'd go with any quarterback in the National
quarterback and anyone somebody traded up for. So
Coach Phillips not on the list.
He's
Rich.
not on the list.
You're trying to get him there. He's not there.
I'm trying to get Wade.
I really want Wade on the list. Would Wade be our most famous list member?
I would think so. Wade Phillips, the coach of the defense in Los Angeles, Aaron Donald and more. This is going to be fun. Wade Phillips when we come back here on the show. I tried.
I'm Tim Ferriss, author, entrepreneur, angel investor, and now TV host. I've spent my entire adult life asking questions, then scouring the globe to find the answers. Now, on this stage, we'll sit down with world-class performers of all types to dissect the strategies that they used to ultimately succeed. The goal isn't to be fearless. The goal is to learn to fear less.
Fearless with Tim Ferriss. Premieres Tuesday, May 30th on Audience.
Another monumental season comes to life with MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV. Catch the biggest moments from baseball's best all season long. Follow your teams, favorite players, no matter where you are. And with MLB.tv included, you can watch nearly 90 live games a week on your favorite devices. That's every milestone and miracle on the screen of your choice. Order MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
If you say his name, or even think it, he'll come for you. He makes us see things.
Don't say it, don't think it.
He makes us do things.
Don't say it, don't think it. Don't say it, don't think it.
No, it's a trick!
Don't say it, don't think it. Don't say it, don't think it.
Bye-bye, man.
The Bye-Bye Man, unrated. Now playing on DirecTV Cinema. Movies starting Channel 125.
Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. He broke into football coaching as a graduate assistant in Houston in 1969 and now sits here in 2017, many, many years later, not only with a Super Bowl ring on his hand, but also a book called Son of Bum, written by Wade Phillips, the son of Bum Phillips, now the defensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Rams. In studio, Wade Phillips. Good to see you, sir.
You too, Rich.
So now let's describe for the radio audience what's on that right hand of yours right there. Let's get right to it. We've got a ring in the house.
Yeah, this is Super Bowl 50. Obviously, we're proud of it, and I wear it every chance I get.
You do?
Sure.
Out and about?
Oh, yeah.
When was the last time you wore it, other than just right now here on the Rich Eisen Show? What about that?
You know, when we go out to dinner.
No, you don't.
Movie.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah, sure.
What do you mean go to a movie? Really? When you go to the movie theater, you just...
Yeah, my wife and I, sure.
No, I mean, if you think about it, though, they tell you to turn all cell phones off in the movie theater. Do you have to pocket that thing? Because it might be, a little too bright for a movie theater, Wade.
Yeah, it causes a lot of attention, that's for sure.
Now, what was the movie you saw? What was the last movie you saw?
Let's see. We saw, I'm trying to remember which one.
Who was in it? We can help you out with this.
You can help?
Yeah.
Let me see. We saw, what's the latest ones out? We saw them, I think.
Okay. Did you see, what's the latest one that's out right now? I haven't been in a movie theater.
I watched The Founder on my flight, the Ray Kroc.
No, you're talking about, did you see anything in a movie theater in the last couple of months, Wade? Now that you've been here?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Fast 8? A lot of movies.
Did you see Fast and Furious 8?
No, I didn't see that. I missed the first 7, so I didn't know where to carry on.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this book. Why write this book about your dad now here in 2017?
Yeah, we won. Obviously, we won the Super Bowl, and there was a lot of talk about writing a book, and I got a lot of attention from that. Too much credit, probably, and. They're NFL films and everything's really documented about the Super Bowl and what happened, and Gary Kubiak, winning the Super Bowl and all the things that happened. So it kind of took me back to why I was there, and basically it's the things that I learned from my dad that got me to where I was part of a team that won the Super Bowl.
What did you learn about football from your dad?
Everything. I mean, when it's your dad, your high school coach, your college coach, you coach for him for 11 years. Just about everything that I know about football and life was influenced by him.
I just remember growing up, not to date anybody here, but I remember growing up in my house in Staten Island, New York, saying, who is that coach with the 10-gallon hat on his head? Your dad. And I remember one year, was it the Astrodome where it got stolen off his head, running off the field?
It was in Pittsburgh, and
somebody just swiped it off his head.
They took his hat off, and actually the fans sent it back to him and said, "Sorry, we did that."
So because I remember he was pissed.
Well, yeah, but
where did that come from? Wearing that hat?
Well, he grew up on the ranch, working on the ranch. He was a real cowboy.
But even going on the sideline of an NFL game, I mean,
it was at Texas at that time. It was, everything was, that era really was a lot of things going on as far as Cowboys and Texans and so forth, and so. Yeah, it was just natural with him.
Well, I know that Landry had his fedora, your dad had his 10-gallon hat, and then when it all comes down to it, though, Wade, these days it would have to be sponsored by.
It'd be a Nike swoosh
on the side of his 10-gallon hat. Go get your Bum Phillips gear.
I don't think Stetson would like that a whole lot.
So I'm with Wade Phillips here on the Rich Eisen Show. Who is the most talented defender that you have had in your care?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just went that way with you.
Yeah, that's
name 5 of them. Let's name some people here.
Well, let's see.
Who would you group
Ricky
together?
Jackson, Bruce Smith, Reggie White, Curly Culp and Elvin Bethea were the first 2 guys I coached. They're both in the Hall of Fame. Lately I've had J.J. Watt, Of course, Aaron Donald now is I think, going to be in that category. So it's too many to name, really.
Well, I mean, we saw what you did in Denver with Vaughn and DeMarcus Ware. So, but when you walk into a spot, because you have where you've gone, I know you said that you got too much credit, all right, and that's you being humble. But there's no question when you go into a spot and you get these defenders in your care, you sprinkle something or you figure something out that puts them in a different level. What is that? What do you do when you go to a spot?
I think our teaching progression is good. I mean, really, a football coach is a teacher, and you've had some great teachers through your life that influence you, and I think that's what you do is have a teaching progression that relates to players, and they can play. You can teach them to be better, and that's. There's still a lot of fundamentals that players need to be able to do even when they're in pro football, and we concentrate on those.
Right, and then head coaching, how's that a different ball of wax for you in the NFL?
It's it's more of everything, I was a defensive coordinator, you're just one side of the ball.
Right.
You don't deal as much with the media, and all the behind-the-scene things that come up. The head coaches, have to worry about all that stuff. So, I think it's just overall you got a lot more things on you, and of course the head coach takes the brunt of losses. Although all of us end out trickle-down effect, but if you don't win, then it's the head coach's fault.
I'm here with Wade Phillips here on the Rich Eisen Show. I'm looking at the Rams draft. They went through quite the run. They're obviously loading up on offensive players to get Jared Goff up and running for the new coach, Sean McVay. What is it like for you to be coaching alongside somebody, the head coach, who is half your age, which is the true story?
It is. It's great. I don't, obviously I don't worry about age too much or I wouldn't be coaching. But he's a fantastic guy. My son Wes coached with him with the Redskins and told me about him, and then I met him, and I couldn't be more impressed with a coach. It's not a young coach; it's a coach coaching a team. The way he's handled the first month or so with the players.
But I mean, there's no awkwardness in any way, shape, or form.
No, I mean, he knows football, and that's what I appreciate about him. He knows football and. He especially knows offensive football, but he'll sit in some of our meetings, the defensive meetings, or with the players and stuff, and he can spout it off just like that. What we're telling them. I mean, in 1 week, he knew every player. He knew every player on the team, could recognize them and say their name. I didn't know all the coaches in a week. I couldn't say.
Right.
I couldn't remember all them.
Right.
I mean, he's pretty fantastic that way as far as his focus as far as the football.
You mean he's not doing the Buddy Ryan thing by calling people by number? No. He's not doing that?
No, Buddy did that, but he did it on purpose. What
do you mean? What are you talking about?
He told me, he said, I want everybody to be treated basically the same. If I call Reggie White 92 and Joe Blow 54, then they're treated the same. So he had a little plan to that too. He I don't know if he knew all the players' names or not, but he did use the numbers because he wanted them all to be the same, basically.
Wade Phillips, along with Vic Carucci, son of Bum, here on the Rich Eisen Show. It's a new book. Peyton Manning is the guy who has a quote at the top of the book. And who was the first quarterback you were there with the Saints back in the day?
His dad, yeah. Archie Manning was with the Saints when we first went there.
What was that like, Archie, in that town, and the difficulty of winning, even though he was the favored son?
Yeah,
that was in that town.
It was tough when we went there because they'd only won one game, and he was really beat up when we got there. He really couldn't lift his arm above his shoulder to be able to throw the ball. I mean, they had such a bad team, and he took the brunt of it. So it was tough the first year with him for sure.
And in terms of running the football, Earl Campbell, seeing him up close and personal, those Houston Oilers years.
Yeah, those were fun times. I mean,
with the song, do you know the song off the top of your head right now, Wade? If I asked you to sing it,
I don't know. Houston Oilers, Houston Oilers, #1.
That's it.
We've got the offense. We've got the defense.
See, it comes right back to
you.
Going. Yeah. But Earl Campbell is one of the all-time.
He was the Rookie of the Year and Most Valuable Offensive Player of the Year as a rookie. Then the second year, he was the Offensive Player of the Year. In his third year, he was Offensive Player of the Year. So, he had a strong start.
And it's just really incredible, Wade, just sitting here thinking, okay, here you are now, a defensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams, and you coached against the old Los Angeles Rams, thinking there would never be again, right? You got to New Orleans, there's Archie. You get to Denver. Part of the reason why you got a ring on your finger right there is Peyton. Sure. You mentioned how you were defensive coordinator for J.J. Watt in that beautiful building next door to that Astrodome.
Right.
Where you spent all these years. Do you, ever sit back and wonder how this all happened so quickly?
Well, being a coach's kid, you kind of realize you're going to move around some. And we moved around a lot. Sometimes we wanted to. Other times we didn't want to leave. So, but that's, like my dad said, there's two kinds of coaches. Ones that have been fired and the ones that are going to be fired.
That's what your dad said?
Yeah.
Well, and last one for you. Jerry Jones going into the Hall of Fame, and obviously you had an interesting time in Dallas, to say the least, as you turned out to be one of the, I guess, former coaches, as you said, as opposed to the latter coach.
Right.
What's your memory? Give me your best Jerry Jones story. Best you can tell me.
Some of them I can't tell, but
yeah.
But no, Jerry is really passionate about his team, and I think everybody realizes that. He's so passionate about his team. Now, he does talk about winning the Super Bowl every year, which is, which would be tough to do. But but his expectations every year are that, and he's passionate about it. But he's enjoyable to be around. He's got a great family, and I'll tell you what he did. When my dad passed away, my son was still working with the Cowboys, and he sent my son and his family down on his plane to Goliad, Texas, and paid for the meal. Had people come out and pay for the meal for that, and so I'll never forget him for that.
Yeah, and he's going in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Go get Son of Bum, Wade Phillips, in a bookstore near you. Don't be a stranger. We're just down the street from your new stadium. Whenever that gets done.
Yeah,
and
look forward to it.
Yeah, you bet. And was it La La Land? Was that the name of the movie that you saw?
Oh, I saw that one. Yeah,
okay,
sure.
You said you got to put that thing in your pocket, man. That thing is pretty bright. Good to see you, Wade.
You too, Rick.
60 seconds. We'll come back. Your phone calls and more. Wade Phillips here, Al Madrigal, and also Peter King still to come.
Before the season premiere, the stars of Kingdom got ready for their close-ups.
We're shooting with Scott McDermott. He's fantastic, and he's really captured the tone of the show.
Yeah, it's good. To be a model, channel top model, channel Tyra Banks, her fine wisdom.
All the hours of work, this is the moment where it all pays off. It's going to be fat times tonight, baby.
Kingdom, the final season, Wednesday, May 31st, only on Audience.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
The vampire and lichen clans have been at war for centuries, turning our world into a battlefield. Now a new war is being waged.
If you want to win this war, you will have to go further than any warrior has ever ventured before.
Looking for someone?
Underworld Blood Wars. Movies start at Channel 125.
Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. Fun chat with Wade Phillips. I'm telling you, man, he's kind of like got, I guess the Woody Allen phrase, a Zelig or a Forrest Gump type career where he's always been part of something. He's always been in the background or at the forefront of something, whether it's the Music City Miracle or Super Bowl 50 or anything in that regard. And that's all in the book, Son of Bum. 844-204-RICH, number to dial. News in regards to the defending Stanley Cup champions. We were talking about at the top of the hour. Sidney Crosby has been ruled out of Game 4 of the NHL Eastern Conference semifinal game between Washington and Pittsburgh, and it's a concussion is what they're calling it. It's not any injury. They're calling it a concussion, and that right there is bad news for various reasons. One of them, if you just want to talk about this series, one would think, a team that has done without some of its stars all year long, for Sidney Crosby to be out, one would think we would call that a game changer. Also, though, in terms of just thinking about him, we all know he missed a season with a concussion. This has been a problem for him. And who the heck knows when he's going to get back out there on skates. Hopefully it would be Game 5, one would think. But it is a frightening look when you take another view of the cross-check from Matt Niskanen. It hit him directly, it looks like it, right in the jaw. And his head snaps. And he laid down on the ice for quite some time. And Penguins fans have got to be concerned about this whole thing right here because of his history. And then, they cruised in the first playoff series, and now we're up 2-0. Damn near came back last night, too. What a total shame. One of the best in the NHL is out for Game 4. And I don't want to sound like, all grave here, but head injuries, we all know, that's a fickle beast. Certainly when you've suffered one before, usually it's easier to suffer the next one and then the next one and the next one. I wish it was a knee. I'm sure that's what the Penguins would be thinking about, too. 844-204-RICH is the number to dial here. So that's the news in the NHL playoffs. Tonight, the Celtics go for a 2-0 lead on the Washington Wizards in Boston, and then Utah in Golden State. Did you see Matt Barnes lamenting that they're not playing the Clippers? It has nothing to do with wanting to take on his former team, but the nightlife.
Yeah,
that
it's really the team boring in Salt Lake City. You think Utah has any chance in this series? No. Is this a sweep, 4-0?
Utah did take a game from Golden State this year. Utah played Golden State better in the regular season than the Clippers sure did. Certainly the Clippers minus Blake Griffin.
Question.
I think it just comes down to whoever, I guess this should answer your question, whoever wins between Houston and San Antonio, which team has the better chance to do that? And as I said at the top of the show, Houston going 22 of 50. If you can you imagine a team, because we always think that the team that's going to beat the Warriors is going to be a team that gets them away from the game that they play well. Different tempo, different way of going about it.
But you
giving it different matchup problems, that the Rockets would out-Warriors the Warriors.
Right. You think the Rockets playing the game the Warriors want to play can simply outscore them.
Which is the problem I have with the Rockets having a shot against the Warriors. Wouldn't you think it's got to be the team that slows it down, that
more of a Spurs style,
that pounds Curry, that makes sure that he works on both ends of the floor, that has an all-world player in LeBron, but not at... He's at a different position. He can play more positions than just Harden can.
Right, someone who can
it's a matchup nightmare for an entire team to try and stop.
Slow down Durant.
Right.
Clay has an off night shooting. Take a couple games.
22 of 50 will beat anybody. How often can you do that?
It was really impressive.
I couldn't believe it.
I'd never seen anything like it.
Against San Antonio in Game 1. You killed him. That was unbelievable. I just can't believe that they did it. And you have to think it's unsustainable. Who the hell does this? Yeah,
someone pointed out last year the Spurs beat the Thunder in Game 1 by 32 points.
Remember that? And we had Marv on.
That's right.
And we thought that's the end of that.
Thunder won the series.
Correct. And then we're up 3-1. Oh, man, that's the sliding door right there. Can you imagine what if they had beaten the Warriors last year? Would Durant be on that team right now?
No chance.
Right?
He'd still be in Oklahoma City.
Don't you think?
I do. Unless he just didn't want to play with Russell Westbrook anymore, which is logical. I could see that reasoning.
844-204-RICH is the number to dial. We'll take a break. We'll come back. A numbers game to set us up for a big game tonight. And then we'll get Al Madrigal set up with Peter King here on this edition of The Rich Eisen Show.
Lie down there, I'm going to have to bust you up.
Think I want to shoot a damn cop?
That's a nice interview.
You'd like to see what kind of left he's got.
Where are we going with this, Romeo? I'm a rageaholic. You disrespect me, I'm gonna react.
Work the case. Now you're telling me how to do my job?
12 years on the job, I never seen nothing like this.
He's gonna put himself in jail for a case no one's even looking at.
Every one of those guys knew exactly what we looked like.
Oh, jeez. He's a cop. You didn't go through his pockets? Your father killed that girl.
He wouldn't do something like that.
You let this be a lesson. Those that don't learn from history are condemned to repeat it, pal.
I don't know that you ever stop evolving.
Now playing exclusively on DirecTV Cinema.
British Secret Service have an agent in the area. Al Hitler. Picked up coded radio transmissions from the vicinity. Could be a kidnap attempt, most likely an assassination.
I gave my life to the fatherland, and this is my thanks.
Trust me. She did. Did you expect me to betray my oath?
No!
The Exception. Now playing exclusively on DirecTV Cinema.
Everything you need to know is in those envelopes. Do not open these envelopes until you have left the office.
I started opening it before I heard the rest. Do you mind if I borrow a piece of tape?
Ricky, how long are we going to be here?
I have no idea.
No, that's my point. You might have to make it last.
I think Maxie wants us to roll hard. Why the hell would he give us all the bread?
What do you ask to do?
Take the money to the Welshman. He's going to check it. He's going to hand you his marker. And you're done.
We need guns. We don't need guns. I'm telling you, man, I'm pretty sure we need guns. Are we working now or something?
They put down the champagne and act like you've been here before.
Ladies just bought the champagne for the whole table.
Hey, Jimmy, where are they taking us?
Yeah, where are they going to whack us, Jimmy?
That's one way to handle people.
All right, here's a David Ross Dancing with the Stars update. Let's roll it. This was shown on Dancing last night. He drops his dancing partner.
Oh, man.
Lindsay Arnold.
While Lindsay
And then here you go.
fine, David soon realized she may have seriously pulled her finger.
Cartwheel?
That was right in my
How about the anchor with
David
the pull my
dropped me
finger
on
joke?
my butt, and then my butt was mad at him. It was just payback. The sci-fi salsa got to me. That salsa will get you every time.
All right, Rich, I have a personal question.
Yes.
When was the last time you heard Susie break a little wind?
Oh, my God. What, are you out of your mind? I mean, seriously, have you lost your mind?
Well, she's driving around, so this isn't on the radio, so you can tell us in confidence.
Yeah, she's not going to watch back on DVR.
You never know. You never know.
In the last week?
I don't recall.
You misremember? Okay, Clemens.
I don't recall.
Well,
this morning I got crop dusted, I think. Yeah. Not kidding. It happens. It's real.
I think women should just own it.
Yeah, you own it. It's okay.
I'm the general manager of the New York Jets.
That's my response.
I've never been more excited to have John Izek chime in my entire life.
Hey, man.
Is it Eat Thunder or Crap Lightning? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Eat
So she
Thunder.
crap lightning right there.
She crapped a lot of lightning right there.
No, I think it's crap thunder.
Really?
Yeah, it's eat lightning. You don't want to eat thunder. You eat lightning.
Eat lightning and crap thunder. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Take that for data.
Yeah.
I miss Coach Fizz so very much.
That was
Coach Fizz and fart and salsa, everybody. It's all about the carbonation here on the Rich Eisen Show.
Okay, so not what she did. When was the last time you did it in front of her?
Oh.
Can we roll your break, please?
We're not.
Scylla, it's the company's black book. Whistler's got it.
Always told you about Scylla? I haven't. There's one last step, breaking into a secured structure. And so now you need my help. If we do this thing right, we'll be close to where it ends. You better have one hell of a plan, Michael.
Some people still fight for this country.
Where's the book? This is our fight.
You're not going back to prison.
We're in.
This season, create your own game day experience with NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV. Watch every out-of-market game every Sunday, no matter where you are. and stream them your way. Live on your favorite devices. Never miss a second of the action. Order NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV.
Moving a 295-pound refrigerator is not easy. Moving your wife's 17th century colonial stemware collection is rarely easy. Moving Mr. Smooches is never easy. Fortunately, moving your favorite entertainment with DirecTV is always easy. Just one call before you move is all it takes. Done. The DirecTV Movers deal. Easy Now comes with bundles and equipment upgrades too. Call and ask about all the benefits today.
All right, welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. Victor in Binghamton, you're here on the program. What's going on, Victor?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I just have a quick question for you.
Okay.
What do you think the Giants, what would you grade the Giants draft this year?
Well,
I really like their second and third round picks, but their first round, I think they should have been a little more aggressive and grabbed O.J. Howard. I don't think Ingram's big enough to be a tight end in the NFL. I feel he's going to be beat up. He's more of like a slot receiver. And as you can see with Victor Cruz, it wasn't all too that good for him.
Well, the Giants don't trade up or down, Victor. They just, I wonder if the last time they traded up was when they got Eli Manning. But technically, they didn't even do that. Technically, they didn't even trade up. They just swapped players.
You were saying that about the Steelers, too. They're a team that knows who they are. They stay there. They get 7 picks per draft.
So when, I'm sure they were sitting there thinking, oh, my God, is O.J. Howard really going to fall to us? I mean, and maybe they thought that. But that's what they do. And they don't even move up 4 spots because they're the ones who view those 3rd, 4th, 5th rounders. Those are potential starters. And it's not as if other teams don't, but that's why Michael Wilbon came on last Friday and took the Bears to task for giving up 2 threes and a 4. He says, you're basically trading away 3 starting players on a roster that needs to be replenished. So all that said, I do like Evan Ingram. I thought he was really... obviously, he played against some stiff competition in the SEC, had a great combine, and all told, he is, if you will, as clean off the field as they come. And that's the type of guy that obviously the Giants like. Now, Davis Webb is the one that I circled there. That is he the guy for the future? And if he is, then I really like that pick. But I can't really grade it. We don't know what they are right now. Wayne Gallman out of Clemson, I thought, for a team that needs a running back, that was a nice pick in the 4th round, too, Victor.
Sure. One last thing I want to say. I thought Philly was a great city for them to host the draft, but I drive tractor trailer in downtown Philly, and it was so hard that weekend to drive.
Yeah, I know. Victor, I appreciate the call. It was...
traffic was tough.
Well, I mean, they had the Penn Relays there, too.
Yeah, tough weekend with Penn Relays, which is a massive event.
There was a ton of construction around the Art Museum as well. But, I mean, again, what you're looking for is a good time, a great memory, and obviously a safe and hospitable venture. And Philadelphia was A+ on all 3. A+ on all 3.
Rich, just some numbers on Jerry Reese. This is his 11th draft. He's never traded the team's first-round pick ever, and has only made 4 draft day trades where he's traded back.
They don't do that.
Whereas Belichick has made 14 trades involving first-round picks in his 17 years.
Well, he also they don't. I mean, their hit rate on draft picks isn't so great either. I mean, when you look at it, right? But we had a great. I mean, we're talking about the Patriots.
Yeah,
sometimes,
the Patriots,
sometimes they miss on some guys, but it doesn't matter because the guys that they hit on and the free agents that they get
on the cheap.
Watch
agents on the
Rex
cheap.
Burkhead, Gillislee, all
did
of
you
these
see the
guys.
thing that NFL Network did? I thought that was pretty awesome.
The thing that we did.
The final play of the Super Bowl, they did the draft position of all 11 players.
On the field. We had the only first rounder was Nate Solder. 1
first-round pick, 1 second-round pick. Martellus Bennett, obviously that wasn't their second-round pick. Everyone else, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, undrafted. It was amazing.
Well, and then the first player to greet James White after he scored the touchdown was LeGarrette Blount. who was undrafted as well. But he was also, don't forget, he was undrafted because he knocked out that kid at Oregon.
Boise State, yeah.
Right. So, because, he obviously was talented enough to get drafted. Let's do a numbers game, and let's get a numbers game rolling.
1, 5, 4, 6, 2, 4.
Take that for data.
This
Today number guy
is the numbers game.
I'm not a numbers guy, but that doesn't seem to add up.
Let's get it from our friend Brockman over there, brought to you by our friend Chrome Soft, which is the only golf ball with a dual soft, fast core. It's extremely fast, extremely soft, and easy to control. It's one reason why Callaway has been the fastest growing golf ball brand since 2013. Chrome Soft, it's the ball that changed the ball.
Yeah, this is such a frustrating number for me. Chris Sale takes the mound tonight for the Red Sox. His 6th start of the year with his new team, obviously hosting the O's. Today's number is 4. The Red Sox have scored a total of 4 runs for Chris Sale, who's pitched 37 2/3 innings. Sale's 1-2. Second in the majors in ERA, 1.19. He has 52 strikeouts already this season, second most for any pitcher since 1893 in his first 5 games with a new team, behind only Randy Johnson. And in the last 30 years, Sale's the only Red Sox pitcher to get less run support in his first 5 starts than a guy named Jeff Sellers, who got 3 runs in his first 5 starts in 1988.
Okay.
Very, very frustrating that we can't score any runs for Chris Sale.
I don't blame you.
Especially because he's also a member of Middling Schlocks.
So there's a Major League Baseball statement on where Adam Jones says that he was taunted with the N-word and had a bag of peanuts thrown at him last night in Fenway Park. Rob Manfred, the commissioner, issuing the following statement today, quote, "The racist words and actions directed at Adam Jones at Fenway Park last night are completely unacceptable and will not be tolerated at any of our ballparks. My office has been in contact with the Red Sox, and the club has made it clear that they will not tolerate this inexcusable behavior. Our 30 clubs will continue to work with fans and security to provide a family-friendly environment. Any individual who behaves in such offensive fashion will be immediately removed from the ballpark and subject to further action. The behavior of these few ignorant individuals does not reflect the millions of great baseball fans who attend our games." +1 right there.
A lot of stadiums have up, at least at NFL stadiums, they have, if there's someone being disruptive in your section, you can text. If you don't want to confront someone directly,
right.
If you do have a child with you and you don't, or someone's
but
lubricated
I
to
always
the point.
I always seem to have a problem getting reception at these games. That's the issue with this sort of thing. Look, there's no perfect answer to this. I said at the top of the show, you've got to just look at the person and say, that is not acceptable. That is not cool. That is not acceptable. You need to be quiet. And I know I said that people may have their kids there or whatever, and to me, that's when you do that. You show your kids that this is not acceptable. And if something gets unruly or awry, then hopefully security is just around the corner. But people in these sections need to make it known immediately, this is not cool. Don't let it go for even 5 or 10 seconds. It's unfortunate, to say the least. We're keeping our eye on the list of players that are having their 5th-year options picked up. One team recently just made a move. We'll talk about it at the top of the next hour. I think it's a great move, and it just continues on this team's great draft and return to immediate prominence, I think, in the NFL. Al Madrigal, the comedian, he's got a new Showtime stand-up series. He's coming up. He's a big Niner fan. And also Peter King. And you, Hour 3.
Quiet on set. So speak. Rolling. Hey, Mark. Here we go, and action.
You are my wingman. And if you ask me, it's a hell of a lot better than doing a stint for accessory to murder charge.
This year there's different actors and actresses that have come in. They're all phenomenal. I've worked with all of them and they've really brought it. You listening to me?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
We have our strongest cast of actors that we've ever had, which I think is fitting for the final season of the show. How long is this going to go on for?
Am I sensing a little resistance here?
Oaks, he's the guy that you meet at a bar like this. He's the guy you'd have a beer with and you want to have 10 beers with him. He's gregarious, outgoing, fun. Then he kills you at the end of those beers.
Oaks is a blast. He is a corrupt cop with a capital C, and he loves every minute of it.
Really? really hurts my feelings.
Two of us is really yin and yang. He's a motor mouth talker, loves to hear himself, and Ethan's a little bit more calculated.
Really look at it. Examine it.
It's a very odd relationship that works.
What does Oaks have on you?
That's between him and I.
Okay.
Megan's character is a very dedicated San Francisco detective. She's probably the closest thing Rogue's ever had to a noble character. She's good police.
So now you're here asking for my help.
We can work in our advantage.
When these two characters finally meet and start working together, you see that they're connected not by romance, but just by respect for each other, which I find really original.
Megan, she's got a great energy. She comes on set and she really brings it. And for someone who's tiny in stature, she's big on the screen.
Tell her you should be keeping me alive. At least for now. She cares about finding out the truth. And to get that truth, she does a lot of things that jeopardize her job and her relationships and her life.
Teresa Archer is the CEO of Umbrella Group, management consultants.
Ethan eventually falls into this trap of the government.
You want to work for me?
Yes, ma'am.
She's a pretty complicated villain in that she does all kinds of things that morally most people would find reprehensible.
No, there's no such thing as too far.
And this season we get to learn how Ethan Kelly is embroiled in that. I stuck my neck out for you. And perhaps this has been at the root of all of the years that we've been following Ethan Kelly.
I knew Kelly would prove useful.
Now he's outlived his usefulness. Fell short.
What's amazing to see other actors that come in from different shows or doing film is the freedom that Matthew gives them to really play.
Who else have I told about everything I know? It feels very collaborative. Just nice to discover different parts of myself, and I find that really happens on a show like this.
I think this is an incredibly well thought out, compelling puzzle.
It was fantastic, and I can't wait to watch it, all of it. You're my good luck charm now. And if you do real good, ice cream after.
Rogue, the final season. All new episodes, Wednesdays at 9. Only on Audience.
We, the device-loving people, want more than just unlimited data. We want unlimited entertainment, so we can stream unlimited action, punch unlimited robots, watch unlimited romance, if you're into that. But we also want more, like unlimited HBO.
Can I stop dying now, Mark? No can do, mi amigo. It's unlimited.
Besides, you're really good at it, James.
Don't settle for any unlimited data plan. Only the AT&T Unlimited Plus plan comes with HBO included at no extra charge.
Your brother causes a lot of trouble.
I'll fix this.
This is the expression of like who I am.
If it's in your blood, it's in your blood. I don't know that you ever stop evolving.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
Join the crowd for their musical masterpiece.
Come on.
Okay, it'll be fun.
That won 6 Academy Awards.
Guess I'll see you in the movies.
Rated PG-13. Movies start at channel 125.
You watch stuff on that thing?
Yes. Well, have you heard about Full Screen? Sounds familiar.
Full Screen is a subscription video on-demand platform and app available right now on your phone.
We got comedy.
And we've got dramas.
Whoa, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It's over 1,500 hours of content.
And you can browse by mood. Stop.
Eligible AT&T wireless customers can get Full Screen on us for 1 year. Plus, stream an app without using your data.
I'm not going to college. I'm going to be a rock star.
Just always beautiful to create stuff.
We, the device-loving people, want more than just unlimited data. We want unlimited entertainment, so we can stream unlimited action, punch unlimited robots, watch unlimited romance, if you're into that. But we also want more, like unlimited HBO.
Can I stop dying now, Mark? No can do, mi amigo. It's unlimited.
Besides, you're really good at it, James.
Don't settle for any unlimited data plan. Only the AT&T Unlimited Plus plan comes with HBO included at no extra charge.
This season, create your own game day experience with NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV. Watch every out-of-market game every Sunday, no matter where you are, and stream them your way, live on your favorite devices. Never miss a second of the action. Order NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV.
This morning on the Dan Patrick Show, weekdays on Audience.
Kelly Rohrbach, the actress, she's in Baywatch.
All right, someone serenade.
Okay, Fritzy, would you serenade?
I'd be happy to.
Just a little bit here.
On the wings of love, up and above the clouds, the only way to fly, flying high upon the wings of love.
Now,
Can I get your number?
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.
Live from Los Angeles, it's the Rich Eisen Show. Still to come, from the new Showtime special, Shrimpin' Ain't Easy, comedian Al Madrigal. Editor of the MMQB, Peter King. Plus, your phone calls, poll results, and more. And now, the title of his special is Driving on the 405 Every Morning and Afternoon Ain't Easy. It's Rich Eisen.
Hour number 3 of the Rich Eisen Show is on the air. We're live from the AT&T studios in El Segundo, California. We had Wade Phillips of the Los Angeles Rams defensive coordinator position here in studio hour 2. John Smoltz, hour 1. 2 guests here in hour number 3. We'll take your phone calls as well at 844-204-RICH, number to dial. Peter King of the MMQB, who wrote a great article about being embedded in the San Francisco 49ers draft room all weekend long. He'll be joining us. And he's not the only guest we have in this hour who was in the San Francisco 49ers draft room this weekend. Al Madrigal, the comedian who's been here before, big-time Niners fan. Last time I saw him, as a matter of fact, is when he was just finished on behalf of Jed York and the 49ers as the headline act. The toughest gig maybe in all of stand-up comedy, which is trying to perform stand-up comedy, or I shouldn't say trying to performing stand-up comedy, trying to make laugh the audience of the National Football League at the Super Bowl party thrown by the host owner the week of the Super Bowl. He did that for Jed York and the 49ers, I believe it was the Thursday before the big game. This just in, some of the membership does not like being roasted.
You don't say.
Not so keen on the idea. Now that means we've had 2 people in the last 5 or 6 Super Bowls in studio. We had Jim Gaffigan talk about that. He did it for the Colts and Jim Irsay. He said that was a rough gig. Now Al's coming in now. He announced the Niners draft choice, 5th round draft choice of George Kittle, that did not make full air on the NFL Network. Meaning, I do believe the orangutan who made the Colts picks
got more
airtime than Al Madrigal did on our draft coverage on
Which
Saturday.
owner do you think is the least likely to laugh at some roasting jokes? Like Jerry Richardson or...
Yeah, I think I'd go
It's just
Jerry.
wealthy billionaires don't like being made fun of.
Well, some of them don't mind, some of them kind of do.
Bob Kraft has a sense of humor, and like Jerry Jones, like he knows who he is.
Who would be the best?
Not a damn debate, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Paul Allen.
Paul Allen, yeah. I mean,
he knows he has jacked up teeth.
Have you ever seen Paul Allen smile? I've not. I don't.
Well,
Shoddy.
You don't want to see him smile.
No, but interestingly enough, all of us here
Mark
on
Davis.
All of us here on the show. We share. I talk about my wife and my kids all the time, and talk about law. Cassius Del Tufo, his life is an open book, and then we find out that the book is fiction. Okay?
Emmy's being shattered and thrown at him.
A book of fiction.
No.
And then, do you know Al Madrigal? His daughter's godmother. Do you know who that is? Would you happen to know who that is? Did I get this correct,
Al Madrigal's
Yes.
Okay, his daughter's godmother.
Are you treading into?
No, I'm treading. I'm about to dive. I'm about to cannonball into this water. Is Brockman's girlfriend? You don't talk, and Al's telling me this backstage, and I'm like,
yeah, I've been to Al's house.
You don't share anything.
I'm not a sharer. You have to ask me questions, and then you get answers.
I was here the day that Rich found out who your girlfriend was, and there was a lot of questions that had to be asked.
I mean,
Jeff Garland was here that day.
Jeff Garland.
Jeff Garland's just like, she's awesome. You should date her. You should just
I think he told me to marry her that day, but that's fine.
So, you've been to Al's house. You've hung out.
He's made me the same meal 3 times.
What do you mean?
Oh,
is it shrimp? Is it shrimp? Is that why it's called Shrimp and Easy? His new Showtime special.
Al's great on the grill, but it's been the same thing every single time.
Hold on a second now.
This is going to be a pet peeve for a boy.
Who's better on the grill, me or Al?
I mean, I haven't had your grilling in a while, Rich.
Brockman, you have been to my house multiple times. Okay. In my new setup, we're not fully set up.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. But who's the better grill individual?
What's the name of the show again, Mike Del Tufo?
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
You're better on the grill, Rich.
Stop it.
You're better on the grill.
You read into things a little too much.
You could be honest with me. Go ahead.
I love
be honest.
All kinds of grilling. Yours is great. Al's is great.
I mean, in that...
You both can be great.
And as you know, here on this show, we're about nuance, that there's not absolutes, that we find the gray area.
I like the way that you do your corn. Much better.
Okay, hold on.
Hold on a second. I'm not.
Okay,
please.
This is ridiculous.
Hold on. Wait a minute. So, what meal does he make you? What does he grill up?
A lot of meats. A lot of meat.
You're not answering. What?
I mean, I don't know.
I'm asking. You're like, you got to ask me questions. I'm asking you the questions.
I'm just saying.
What
meat? Grill up some meat.
Unlike what I do.
Well, we have hamburgers at your house.
That's called meat. What else?
Well, these aren't burgers. They're just like meat, like slabs of chicken, slabs of beef.
Do I have to hire a private detective to find out what the hell this man cooks for you?
He can tell you. I don't know the name of it.
Rich, you got to impress somebody on the grill. What's your go-to to cook on the grill if you're trying to impress?
I'm a simple guy. I don't do a lot of the marinating. I'm not like somebody.
Sprinkle the salt guy.
Oh yeah, 30 hours ago, I just started curing something in my meat hanger or whatever the hell.
Yeah, you throw down some chicken breast. Throw down some burgers.
I go get it. I buy it.
The corn on the cob is at Rich's house is second to none.
Thank you.
Keep it in the husk. When you go on the grill.
What I do is actually, you've seen what I do.
It's been a while. I mean, what was the last time burgers?
But I haven't changed. It's not. It hasn't. No, what I do is I unhusk it.
Aluminum foil.
And I take a little bit of butter
and salt,
and I just take the butter stick and I either rub it directly on the corn or on the tin foil. Just take a little bit of salt and then wrap it up and throw it on the grill for about 20 to 30 minutes.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
And then so when it comes out, you don't have to put any other butter on it. You have to put any salt on it. It's
just good to go.
It is good to go. That's my recipe, if you will.
When you do corn, do you guys do the little corn things on the end?
Yeah.
Where you hit them in so you don't hurt your hands?
What are you talking about? Yeah. Where do you have the corn things?
What are you doing?
You eat it with your own your bare hands.
No, you got to get the corn.
No, you got the little corn
workers.
things that you put in the sides, and you kind of
what?
I have sensitive hands. I can't be.
I don't want to get your hands all buttery and gross.
Now, I know I haven't grilled for you guys in a while because my grill situation in my new spot is not up and running. Okay? I understand that.
You didn't grow up with the corn thingies?
How many times have you guys been to my house for me to grill for you? Multiple times. Multiple. Like too many to count.
Yeah, but I don't remember utensilware.
But I never put that stuff in. You don't need that stuff. You eat with your bare hands.
I grew up with the corn thingies at my house, and they were actually shaped like corn.
Yeah, you don't even know corn. You don't even know what
jam them in.
You grew up with them, but you don't even know what they're called.
They don't have a name. They don't have a name. Corn thingies.
There absolutely is a name for the corn thingy.
Hang on.
There's no name for this corn.
Absolutely a name for the the item you're referring to as a thingy.
I'm going to put this on a Twitter poll.
Don't put it on a Twitter poll. Use the internet to find the damn name of the thingy.
When we say corn thingies, do you know what we mean?
Plastic corn holders.
No,
that's the name.
I don't even know who the hell you guys are.
This is a great show, right?
I don't even know. Great show. You're like the mystery man.
Looks like the technical term.
You don't share anything. You come on the show and you share nothing with the people.
I think everyone here knows exactly who I am.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't know that you've got a lovely girlfriend who's very funny, who makes you a better person, and is a lovely young lady.
All true.
Who you just never, ever talk about. And you never talk about what you do in your personal life here, and I've got to pull it out of you like you're staring at me like you're thoroughly uncomfortable, made thoroughly uncomfortable by all of this. I talk to Law right now, and I talk to him about his lovely wife and his beautiful child.
I just told you my wife farted this morning. I mean, come on.
And that's your problem.
That's a me problem.
That's a you problem. That's a YP. That's not an MP. Okay? You're going to have to deal with those after effects, literally and figuratively.
Yes. Post
show. You know what I mean? Like right now, you cannot wait for the commercial break to hit. Like if you asked right now, I gave you 60 seconds. Talk about your personal life, Chris, or the commercial break. Which would you choose?
Commercial break.
And this show, I mean, it's about sharing. Because that's caring. Right?
Do you really care?
And I've also brought this up to tap dance long enough for you to find out what's the name of the thing.
The official name is, according to the interwebs, is corn holders.
Yeah.
Just corn holders is what they call it.
Do you have a problem with that, Brockman?
61%. When we say corn thingies, do you know what we mean? Say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Take that for data.
61%.
But Kelvin Benjamin's fifth-year option's been picked up.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, man, Kelvin Benjamin on that team in the red zone with Greg Olsen. All right, so let's say you're wondering how are they going to score? You're inside the 5. What if they put Benjamin out wide, Olsen obviously on the line, Jonathan Stewart in the backfield with Christian McCaffrey, and Chris Samuel split out?
Oh, and Funchess.
And pardon me, and Curtis Samuel split out.
Your boy Funchess, though, is cupcake.
So hold on a minute. So you got Funchess and Benjamin out wide. And so it's a 3-receiver set and a tight end and 5 guys and a quarterback. And you choose Jonathan Stewart back there. Or you've got McCaffrey in the slot. And you've got Cam who could run it in himself.
That's why I said McCaffrey's going to win Rookie of the Year.
What the hell are you going to do on defense? Or they could go, they could put just one guy in the backfield, go 4 wides, right? You're not going to take Greg Olsen off the field.
That's why the Falcons are loading up on defense in the draft, because they know.
Pete in Ocean View, Delaware, last word before we get to Al Madrigal. Pete,
hey,
you there?
You're Rich.
What's
How
up,
are
Pete?
you, man?
What's going on,
Good to
brother?
talk to you. Thanks for taking my call. First of all, I wanted to talk about the 2 sissified boys with their corn holders. Eat corn like a man, you mooyaks.
Are we allowed to say that on the radio?
I don't know what that means.
Well
That's a Boston thing if you ever watch Cheers.
Okay.
Anyway, that's about basically what I wanted to talk about.
No sports take.
Basically,
Talking corn.
Pete called it. You did a great job on the draft.
Thanks,
this
Pete.
weekend. I watched diligently.
Appreciate that, Pete.
And you were at the orangutan, right?
No. No, I was not in Indianapolis. I was in Philadelphia. But
all right, but
thanks,
I
Pete.
just wanted to call it that. It's been a while since I've called and talked to you guys, and keep eating corn the way you do. We're going to put little blonde hair on you and put a little plaid dress.
Thank you, Pete. Appreciate it. Pete just wanted to call in and call you guys mooyaks. That's all I heard.
According to our friends at Urban Dictionary, Rich, mooyak is geek, jerk, or idiot, someone who acts like an ass.
And that is...
Chris! That sums it up.
Thank you so much. Al Madrigal is sitting over there. Good to see you, Al. Good to see you again.
Oh, my God.
He's shaking his head. Al Madrigal, Shrimping Ain't Easy on Showtime coming up. The man whose daughter has a godmother that Chris Brockman does not want to talk about.
I mean, come on.
What's inaccurate about that statement?
Jeez.
That's next here on The Rich Eisen Show before Peter King joins us. Vistaprint.com, 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. You have to use the code Eisen at checkout, and here's what you get. You get business cards that you can personalize yourself, customize, as they say in the business. I did it. You can do it. It is that easy. Brockman can do it. For instance, he gets his business card, and he puts on it no information. It's an odd thing. It's just a business card that's blank because Chris wants to share nothing with anyone. That's your customizing.
People like the mystery.
You can get boyfriend of the godmother.
Can you fit that?
Al Madrigal's.
That's too many characters. Too many characters.
Boyfriend of the godmother of Al Madrigal's daughter, who shall not be named. .com.
What is happening?
Vistaprint.com. You check out with the code Eisen. That's all you do. And you get 50% savings over regular site pricing. Quality's great. Again, it's easy to customize. I should know. I use them. I pass them out. If I can do it, you can. Code Eisen at checkout at Vistaprint.com. Don't wait your chance to get that professional look on any budget.
The first and most important rule of gun running.
Why'd you do that?
Is never get shot with your own merchandise.
So now you're gonna have to buy it. It's a used gun.
You get rich by giving the poorest people on the planet the means to continue killing each other.
We sell by the kilo.
There are men going through our garbage cans. Is there anything I should be worried about?
She doesn't know how you pay for all this.
Gun!
How many car salesmen talk about their work? Their products kill more people every year than mine. At least mine has a safety switch.
I would tell you to go to hell, but I think you're already there.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
We got a gold mine. We got a gold mine. This is where Washoe Mine becomes player.
These people are using you.
If it's mine, I found it. These people are killers. How did 17 billion disappear overnight?
Rated R. Movies start at Channel 125.
Why is faith good? Why is believing something without evidence good?
What if we right and you wrong?
I don't know. That's what I preach. I preach the gospel of I don't know. How did this get to be a Christian nation?
People who are otherwise so rational believe that on Sunday they're drinking the blood of a God.
Why doesn't he just get rid of evil in the world?
He will.
He will. What's he waiting for?
I'm gonna go in the rapture and I'm gonna come back on a white horse.
People always say God and country.
I'm gonna vote Bible.
Is there anybody that does not believe in evolution?
Yeah. People are running my country who believe in a talking snake.
You don't have to pass an IQ test to be in the Senate, though.
Here's Al Madrigal. I want to show this clip because it's Al. It's so long. Because it's too quality. We couldn't.
All
shut
right,
it down.
that's nice.
It's
All right.
called Al Madrigal's new Showtime. We'll find out why it's called Shrimpin' Ain't Easy. Check it out.
So this kid comes up and he goes, "Hey, dude, shrimp story, bro? Listen to this, dude. I used to work at a Vons, bro. And me and my buddy, we hated the manager. He was a total. So one day a forklift, it rammed into the back wall by the loading dock in the store. So we got like a sea bass from the seafood department. And then we got a broom and we pushed it into the hole, bro. And then the next day, dude, they fixed the hole, dude. And then like 2 days went by, and then it started smelling, and then it started smelling more, and then customers started to complain. And then the manager put a cone out for some reason. And then 2 weeks later, bro, they closed the Vons, dude.
Seafood revenge.
This Friday at 9 Eastern on Showtime. Al Madrigal when we come back.
Business burned down. Kids busy with lives of their own. Brother-in-law like a parasite. You haven't been laid in God knows how long. What are you doing? I'm fine.
This is Hydro. It's the promised land of pot.
Badass.
I know you're a drug dealer.
I'm just getting started.
Another monumental season comes to life with MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV. Catch the biggest moments from baseball's best all season long. Follow your teams, favorite players, no matter where you are. And with MLB.tv included, you can watch nearly 90 live games a week on your favorite devices. That's every milestone and miracle on the screen of your choice. Order MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
If you say his name, or even think it, he'll come for you. He makes us see things.
Don't say it, don't think it.
He makes us do things.
Don't say it, don't think it. Don't say it, don't think it.
No, it's a trick!
Don't say it, don't think it. Don't say it, don't think it.
Bye-bye, man.
The Bye Bye Man, unrated. Now playing on DirecTV Cinema. Movie starting channel 125.
Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. Shrimpin' Ain't Easy is Al Madrigal's latest Showtime comedy special. It's on Friday at 9 Eastern Time, and he is back here on the Rich Eisen Show after a couple of years. Where you been? Where you been, Al?
Working on this show. We shot the pilot. Well, I shot a TV show for Showtime as well. It's called I'm Dying Up Here. Jim Carrey produced that. Mm-hmm. I've been doing a lot of stand-up comedy and a lot of writing.
And you've been making picks for the 49ers?
Yeah, that was awesome.
You announced George Kittle,
the orangutan,
round?
I did acknowledge the fact that I had to follow an orangutan and an astronaut, multiple astronauts.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
How are you going to compete with that?
You can't.
You honestly,
the 49ers Museum in front of the catch ball, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. I gave a shout-out to Dwight Clark. And then I made fun of the old guy next to me, and then that was totally arable. And then what happens is NFL Network has prepared a Jake Butt package that they roll out.
Can you say that on television?
Okay.
Yeah. To prepare a Jake Butt package?
Yeah, totally.
And so you were in the
yeah, so then I got a call from
in the draft room?
I got to go up to the draft room in between picks and meet John Lynch and Shanahan. And
so you were not there when it all goes. You were not like Peter King. You weren't there when it all goes down.
Peter King had access, and he was around when the Bears trade happened, and he was looking over people's shoulders. I heard about that.
Right.
And I got to walk up. And they're like working on the 6th round when I walk in. So everything was
so they're like
down.
Peters are allowed to be there when it all's going down.
Yeah, the comedian gets ushered in between the 6th and the 7th.
Let's get Al when it's going to be.
And I
6
seriously was like this court jester. I walked in, I told 5 minutes of jokes, I redid all of like my best of the roast of the owners, and then I got out of there.
Did you really do that?
Yeah, because John Lynch was there. He saw that.
Oh, that's right. He was there the night of
John
the Super
Lynch
Bowl.
was there. You were there. You walked in late. You didn't see the thing.
Right.
And then Bon Jovi was there.
Well, Bon Jovi's always at these things, yeah. I think he wants in.
He totally wants in.
I think John...
He started with the Philadelphia Soul and just got a taste.
He did.
It's right. Yeah, he totally wants it. And then... I sat at a table with Les Moonves, the CEO of Pepsi, who's a huge Daily Show fan. But the lineup for this NFL owners roast, which, again, they hated.
Did they really hate
Dean Spanos, who's the coolest guy, the kid, is the son, he's like Jed York for the Chargers. He's the team president. He comes running up to me with his wife. Coolest dude ever. And he goes,
Post-show? Post-gig.
And he goes, that was amazing. That was hilarious. But you realize none of us could laugh, right? Because I was making fun of Mark Davis's haircut.
What was that joke? Do you remember?
That joke was the closest thing the Raiders would come to a bowl is the one they put on Mark Davis's head right before his next haircut. And 0. I was like, that's my best joke. And then I go, Mark Davis wanted to move the Raiders to L.A., but his minivan broke down outside of Gilroy. Nothing. And then I go, Jerry Jones is here tonight, and I hear, don't do it. Don't think about it, young man. Don't do it.
He said that?
Yep. Just yell. I go, Jerry, it's harmless. It's nothing. And it was really. That
What was
one
it?
of
Do
my
you
worst
remember
jokes. Oh, a lot of people don't know this. Jerry comes from the oil business, which is the closest his team will come to running a successful 2-minute drill.
Okay.
It wasn't the best joke.
No, that's punny, which you don't usually.
All my good stuff got cut. I had to do a phone call with the president of the Niners, Al Guido. He's like, "That's hilarious. You can't say that." So all my best stuff, didn't even make it on the floor.
So wait a minute, hold on a second. Not to create a storm here. But the 49ers greenlit the Mark Davis Bowl haircut joke?
Oh, yeah. And plus, I really fought for that stuff because as a kid growing up in San Francisco, I hate the Raiders. Like, I was taught to hate L.A., hate the Rams, hate the Raiders, hate the Cowboys.
Now who is it? Because you don't have hate for the Raiders now, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, really?
Yeah, don't let the door hit you on the way out.
So who's your hated teams now?
Oh, Seahawks, by far, number one. And then Cowboys still. I've had the worst experience I had at the 49er game when the Cowboys played the Niners at home, and it was like 40%, 50% Cowboy fans. It was the worst.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Cowboys fans are everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm with Al Madrigal here on the Rich Eisen Show, formerly The Daily Show. I'm dying up here on Showtime as well as Shrimpin' Ain't Easy right here on our program. So,
but I'm really passionate about it. I mean,
what Seattle's hate is because of Pete Carroll, and
just there's a lot to do with the Seattle hate. It's the 12th man thing stolen from Texas A&M. Stolen.
Okay.
And it's the face paint. They're trying again. It's the neon in their uniforms. It's everything. It's the fact that they've beaten us so much over. It builds and it festers. And I'm not a reasonable person, so I think other sports fans can.
How does this hate manifest itself?
I don't, and I know nobody cares. And I mean, it's like, but I won't go to Seattle ever again. I'm not even setting foot.
Won't set foot.
No.
They tell you we've sold out this arena.
Amount of money. Yeah, and
really,
I'm not missed.
It's a beautiful city.
It is a beautiful city. It's a nice city. Supersonics.
Okay.
That's all I got to say.
Wow, that's pretty. That's going deep right there.
Well, I'm just saying, you're such a great sports team, city, and Supersonics.
So this could be the most important question I've ever asked a guest here on the show. And now that is a big setup, right, Al?
Yeah.
All right, Al Madrigal here on the show.
Honest answer.
When Chris Brockman comes to your house with his girlfriend, the goddaughter of your daughter.
Lovely lady.
Does Brockman bring anything?
Ooh. Nothing memorable. So even if he
empty-handed, he arrives empty-handed.
Did you come empty-handed? Do you bring a bottle of wine? So 6-pack?
No.
I gotta say, I don't remember.
Okay, so
Probably not.
So
Probably
no.
not.
Okay, when he leaves your house, do you give him leftovers to take?
No.
Okay.
Nothing.
Let me give you a heads up because I'm assuming he's going to come back to your house.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely not during the NBA Finals, though.
Now, were you there during the NBA Finals?
I was there during the NBA Finals last year. It was the first time I'd ever been to Al's house.
Okay.
And he was quiet and he was respectful.
Yeah,
because you're a Warriors
nut.
I'm
a crazy Warrior fan.
Well, and we'd never met before.
Which, by the way, my son,
house,
but this is what my son said when we were talking about who we want to play in the next series. I go, do you want Utah or do you want to play the Clippers? And he goes, this is a 14-year-old. He said, I'd really like to play the Clippers so we can humiliate them.
That's what they did in the regular season.
Yeah, well, we beat them 10 times in a row. Mm-hmm. But that's what I thought Matt Barnes was getting at, where he's saying he wanted to play L.A., but he just wanted to go out. Right?
Yes, he did. He did. It's both. Well, it's a double-edged sword for him,
sure,
if you will. But I don't want to get off the beaten path.
Okay,
here.
Yeah, please get back to it. Let's get back to Brockman. First of all, the meat that I grill, we go to a special butcher in Glendale, and it's an Armenian kebab place called Seban, and we go to, there's a good one it's like on Broadway, and it's filet mignon kebab. It's amazing stuff. And I use a big green egg. You can't mess anything up. So I lump charcoal kebab meat, like really high-end kebab meat on a big green egg.
And you can't beat it.
Burgers can't beat it.
Now, your corn, do you have the corn thingies, the corn
I'm
holders?
With the collar. Nobody's. If you're a little kid.
What the hell?
Yeah, if you're a lady who doesn't want to mess up her manicure.
But we've had scores of people to our house
no one's
who
ever
are
asked.
female.
Sure.
They don't ask for it. They don't need it. They don't want it. We have them. We just don't put them out.
That information could have been useful last segment. You made it sound like you had never, like it was an atrocity to have them in your house.
It is. We have it for people upon request and children who don't want to burn their hands on something. Now, if you want to say that your children with your corn, great. That's great. If you want, we can mash them up for you next time and give you a nice spoon with Princess Elsa on the end and a bowl that when you eat it up, because we want you to eat all your growing food, that you will see a nice Mickey surprise at the bottom of the bowl. If you wish, we can do that.
It's also a thing where you got to go like pinky up too when you're eating. It's not. No, it's,
but just a heads up, because we want to leave our guests in a better spot in which we found them. And you, Al Madrigal, are aces. You were here when we were just starting out. You're back again. You're welcome anytime. If you ever give leftovers to Brockman, do not give him Tupperware or Pyrex that you want back. Well, you'll get it back.
Now tell him the joke that he's going to find funny.
Okay. Now, how old are your children? How old are your children?
Soon to be 15 and 11.
Okay. Let's say, so then they were once upon a time, similar separation. Once upon a time, 6 and 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a 6 and 3-year-old, and we'll get to Peter King in a moment. And so Brockman comes to the house for Thanksgiving. I think it was Thanksgiving because you were.
Thanksgiving.
Because you're.
Me, him, and Charlie were over for that Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was great. And Charlie brought wine. It was Menage a Trois Cabernet.
That's right.
But at least he brought something. At any rate, so Al, we give Brockman leftovers. My wife is all about making sure people get the leftovers. Certainly, if they're single.
Especially a single
This
guy.
was before he met lovely Sarah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
And so, sure enough, we give him the leftovers, and it's now a week later, 2 weeks later, and every time I come home from doing the podcast, it was, did Brockman bring the Tupperware back?
That's one of my
Okay, wouldn't your wife be asking, like, hey, can you get it back from your friend?
Some disposable ones we have, like a Glad.
It's not disposable, it was glass. It was glass.
These are the nice ones that you want back.
Right, the Pyrex with the top, with the plastic top.
Totally.
So, sure enough, ask him over and over. Now it's becoming...
It's kind of funny.
An issue. Right? He comes over for the holidays and brings presents for my 3 and 6-year-old wrapped. He brought it. One for the 3-year-old was the top, and for the 6-year-old, the Pyrex bottom. To the point where the 6-year-old looks at him and says, "Not funny, Chris Brockman."
I thought it was hilarious.
Well,
it might be
I give you the last word on this subject.
The only way to make that right would have been to go out and buy an entirely new Pyrex set and give that, just sort of like one of those 12 items, deluxe sort of things.
1 year,
give it to the wife.
My kids made cookies for Gronkowski and Julian Edelman and sent it to the Patriots in one of those Pyrexes. The Patriots sent it back a week later, washed and cleaned.
With a note.
Yes.
Loved them.
Correct.
They were washed. They weren't dirty when I wrapped them.
I feel like there's certain etiquette things that he just needs, like a little class. If there was a class for guys like Brockman.
A class for class, if you will.
Exactly.
Shrimpin' Ain't Easy. Check it out on Showtime, Friday, May 5th, 9 Eastern Time. You're a funny man, Al. Thanks for coming. Come back, please.
Go Niners.
Anytime. There you go. Al Madrigal. Speaking of Niners, the man who was in the Niners draft room, Peter King, next in 60 seconds on The Rich Eisen Show.
I played at a talent show. Harry was also in the talent show. My dad came and he said, "You should jam with him." And I'm like, "No, what? No." We just started writing. It took a long time to feel like we were doing something good that we could actually be proud of.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
The vampire and lichen clans had been at war for centuries, turning our world into a battlefield. Now a new war is being waged.
If you want to win this war, you will have to go further than any warrior has ever ventured before.
Looking for someone?
Underworld Blood Wars. Movies start at Channel 125.
He is the creator and editor of the MMQB, and he's back here on the Rich Eisen Show after yet again another stellar job of covering the draft, embedded with the 49ers, who are right there in the mix at the top of the draft, as well as the biggest story of the draft, and trading with the Bears, who then selected Mitchell Trubisky. He's Peter King. How are you, Peter? You there, Peter?
I'm sorry, Rich. Appreciate you having me on.
You got it, Peter. Good to chat with you. So let's walk through it. I mean, that was an incredible accounting of what happened in that draft room. It is an amazing job as well with the 49ers, what they did with the Bears. What was your vantage point? Walk me through when they were going through that whole trade moment.
Well, about 20 minutes to 5 Pacific time. Because the draft started at 8 or 8:10, whatever. About 20 minutes to 5, the cap guy and strategic planning guy, Parag Marathe, along with Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, gathered in Lynch's office and strategized particularly about what they were going to do with this offer. The offer they had on the table from the Bears at the time was 2 threes to move up one spot. Now, the one thing that's so interesting, Rich, is that at that time, the San Francisco 49ers, and I can tell you, they didn't know who Cleveland was taking. 24 hours before this, John Lynch was convinced they were taking Trubisky. And then Thursday morning, he got another call from somebody he respected, and he said, listen, it's not Trubisky, it's definitely Garrett. So he thought it was probably Garrett. But they really did not know for sure that it was Garrett. So they knew that they had an offer for this second pick in the draft from Chicago. And they also knew that if for some reason Cleveland took Trubisky, they were going to hold an auction on the clock for this pick. And they had told people that, hey, look, we're probably taking Garrett, but if he's there, but we also will hold an auction. And there was one team, and Rich, I don't know which team it was, that they felt they were going to get an avalanche for, because this team loved Garrett. But again, that turned out to be meaningless because he was off the board. So Parag Marathe called Ryan Pace in Chicago and said, hey, we're leaning toward doing this, but we need to finalize this right now. We have other interest in the pick, which was true, and we have other interest in the pick, but we'll go with you and we'll do this. We need something else. We're thinking about your 4. Pace said yes. When they called him back and everything, they went back and forth, and Pace said yes. And so then they just sat there. And they had to be sure at that time that Garrett was going first. So then they made the trade with Chicago. Chicago picked Trubisky. And for all those people who will say that the Chicago Bears knew, or this was the kind of risk that you have to take sometime in a draft, even if there's only a 15% chance you're not going to get your guy, that's worth risking the 2 threes and a 4. Well, imagine if you're Ryan Pace and you think that this guy is your quarterback of the future. Are you telling me you wouldn't risk 2 threes and a 4 to have the peace of mind to know he was going to be your quarterback of the future? And, Rich, keep in mind that relative to the last time a team moved up from 3 to 2 to get a quarterback of the future, it was with Ryan Leaf, and the amount of draft capital that the Chicago Bears spent to move up from 3 to 2 was 1/3 the amount that the San Diego Chargers spent to go up from 3 to 2 and end up taking Ryan Leaf.
Peter King of the MMQB here. But that said, Peter, what about the idea that the Niners, in a way, preyed upon the Bears' insecurity that they may not get the guy? We had Michael Lombardi of The Ringer in studio, and he said he called virtually every team in the top 10, not named the Bears, to see who was the team that traded up or was at least thinking of trading up, and he couldn't find one. What do you think of that?
Did he call the Browns?
Okay.
That's the question. And did he call the Saints at 11? Did he call... I mean, I think the Saints were 11. I'm just saying that, Lynch said to me that he had conversations with Sashi Brown this spring, and the 49ers weren't going up to number 1. So it was clear that those conversations were the Browns going up to the Niners. Now, I'm not saying that the Browns would have gone up to number 2. I'm not saying that at all.
Right.
What I'm saying is that if you think that you want to be absolutely sure you're going to get your guy, all I can say is it's very easy now. Very easy now. It's very Monday morning quarterback-ish, no pun intended,
nice,
to sit here and to say the Bears did a stupid thing and the Bears should have been patient and gotten their guy. I'm just telling you that even though the 49ers probably would have taken Solomon Thomas had they just sat there, and so Trubisky would have been available, they were also they were going to use that time on the clock to talk to other teams about coming up to get that pick. So again, Mike could well be right. He could, as I say, there's probably an 80% chance that Pace could have sat there at number 3 and gotten Trubisky. And but again, it definitely was not a sure thing.
Couple of minutes left with Peter King of the MMQB. So there's that one aspect about the dysfunction, if you will, of the Bears is that they didn't have to make the trade, and they did, and we've just addressed that. What about the idea that Ryan Pace didn't even tell his own coach that this was going to happen, and that John...
I heard about that, Rich, but I just don't know if that's the case. I know they've denied that, but I would be guessing because I was so... For 4 days, I was totally in 49er land. I can't answer the question.
And in that regard, why'd you peg the Niners as that spot? I mean, it's just talk about luck as the residue of design as well. I mean, you were right in the middle of the biggest story of the 2017 draft. How did that all come about, Peter?
I saw John Lynch at the league meetings, and I said to him, John, I want to be in your draft room on draft day, and here's my pitch. In 1979, the 49ers were coming off a 2-14 season with no quarterback of the future, with a new coach, new GM, and a 30-something owner. In 2017, the Niners are coming off a 2-14 season, new coach, new GM, no quarterback of the future, and a 30-something owner. I want to be there to document it, and he said, I've got goosebumps.
Huh.
So, I think I don't want to say preyed upon, but but I mean, I knew that John was an emotional guy and he played football emotionally, and I just hoped that would sell, and I guess it did.
And what are you hearing about the draft's return to Philadelphia, or where the next spot might be, Peter?
What I heard over the weekend is, Rich, that they were going to Dallas next year, and that now they have to really give it a triple take and say, do we really want to not do this again? This is incredible. But I think there are some people also in the league who say, okay, Chicago was really good. Philadelphia was incredibly good. Now, won't other teams, won't other markets, won't other cities also be incredibly good? Let's go see. So, Rich, I really don't know. I think that there were a lot of people at the league who thought that they were going to Dallas next year, and now I think they have to give it a legitimate going over now.
Peter, thanks for the call. I'd love to have you back on to take a look at more of this draft. But before I let you go, though, you're a New Englandish guy, right, Peter? I mean, you love the Red Sox.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
You strolled right into this conversation that I had with my compadres here. When you eat corn, do you require the corn enders to eat, or do you actually use your fingers, your hands? Like
I use my fingers. What I do is I put the butter out there, and unfortunately I ruin a stick of butter. I'll have 3 ears of corn, and I just take each side. I do not need those holders. Don't give me those corn holders. I just want to eat the corn. I can do it all with my hands, thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter. That's Peter King. Thank you, Peter. You're the man. That's Peter King.
I feel like we're in Bizarro World. I would think that the opposite, that the command center would be no holders.
That's odd that you would think one thing and be confused that virtually every other individual on planet Earth thinks something else.
Yeah, I mean,
That's strange.
I'm going to put up another poll.
That's strange.
Do you use
oh my God.
the corn
We'll take a break. Or you just got shown up by the host. Thank you very much. That's a new drop.
Wow.
All right. We're back to set up the rest of the week on our show.
Just tuning in? Here's what you missed.
Defensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Rams, Wade Phillips. Earl Campbell, seeing him those Houston Oilers years.
Yeah, those were fun times. I mean,
with the song. Do you know the song off the top of your head right now, Wade? If I asked you to sing it?
I don't know. Houston Oilers. Houston Oilers. Houston Oilers. Houston Oilers #1.
That's it.
We've got the offense. We've got the defense.
The Rich Eisen Show app. Daily interviews, archives, and much more. Download it now.
Lie down now, I'm going to have to bust you up.
Think I want to shoot a damn cop?
That's a nice interview.
You'd like to see what kind of left he's got.
Where are we going with this, Romeo? I'm a rageaholic. You disrespect me, I'm going to react. Work the case. Now you're telling me how to do my job.
12 years on the job, I never seen nothing like this.
He's going to put himself in jail for a case no one's even looking at.
Every one of those guys knew exactly what we looked like.
Oh, jeez. He's a cop. You didn't go through his pockets?
Your father killed that girl. He wouldn't do something like that.
You let this be a lesson. Those that don't learn from history are condemned to repeat it, pal.
Now playing exclusively on DirecTV Cinema.
British Secret Service have an agent in the area. Al Hitler. We picked up coded radio transmissions from the vicinity. Could be a kidnap attempt, most likely an assassination.
I gave my life to the fatherland, and this is my thanks.
Trust me. She did. Did you expect me to betray my oath?
No!
The Exception. Now playing exclusively on DirecTV Cinema.
Everything you need to know is in those envelopes. Do not open these envelopes until you have left the office.
I started opening it before I heard the rest. Do you mind if I borrow a piece of tape?
Ricky, how long are we going to be here?
I have no idea.
No, that's my point. You might have to make it last.
I think Maxie wants us to roll hard. Why the hell would he give us all the bread?
What do you need us to do?
Take the money to the Welshman. He's going to check it. He's going to hand you his mark. And you're done.
We need guns. We don't need guns. I'm telling you, man, I'm pretty sure we need guns. What, are we working now or something?
They put down the champagne and act like you've been here before.
The ladies just bought the champagne for the whole table.
Hey, Jimmy, where are they taking us?
Yeah, where are they going to whack us, Jimmy?
That's one way to handle people.
That was fun. What, a fun hour?
That was great.
Came to work, didn't know we'd been talking about all that stuff, did you?
Nope.
Roll tape here, please. Roll tape here, Evan.
That pitch stays.
Okay. Why are we showing you Alabama go yard top 3 against Ole Miss?
2 pitches.
Because she misses home plate here, celebrating.
From Runyon and Hemphill.
Yeah, well, number 3 is going to be happy real soon. Watch what happens.
Give Alabama
she comes out,
an opportunity to come back.
And she's called out.
She never touched the plate.
And she never touched
so
the plate.
now watch the umpire point that she never touched the plate. Watch, he's watching the whole time.
He's watching the whole time.
He would know.
Jumps over.
You can't see on the replay, but
over. Does not touch home plate.
Guess who lost by 1 run?
Roll Tide.
No. That's awful.
All right, so I put up a Twitter poll. Do you use the corn holder thingies? 53% no at the moment. Someone wrote yes because I have manners.
Not a damn debate.
Yeah, it's an etiquette thing. It's an etiquette. You're savage if you just just take it.
Says the man who announced
taking your feet off.
Says the man who announced to a simulcast that his wife farted yesterday.
Well, I mean, I'm just being honest at that point.
So let's talk etiquette and what's savage or not.
But I'm also, available.
By the way, kept my shoes on the flight to and fro Philadelphia.
It's mind-blowing.
What happened?
Just kept it on.
What, you were in a shoes-on mood?
Yeah, I was in a shoes-on mood. They weren't swollen or anything. I just kind of kept my feet
swollen.
2 Oregon ranchers must go back to prison for starting fires that burned on federal land.
They say that there was an armed standoff. That is a total lie.
They flat out told me these people are not going back to prison.
We're going to make a hard stand.
The militia say they're not ruling out violence if police try to remove them.
This is not 240 years ago. You cannot go to war against the federal government.
Oh my God!
Something's seriously wrong in this country.
This season, create your own game day experience with NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV. Watch every out-of-market game every Sunday, no matter where you are, and stream them your way, live on your favorite devices. Never miss a second of the action. Order NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV. Amazing! Moving a 295-pound refrigerator is not easy. Moving your wife's 17th century colonial stemware collection is rarely easy. Moving Mr. Smooches is never easy. Fortunately, moving your favorite entertainment with DirecTV is always easy. Just one call before you move is all it takes. Done. The DirecTV Movers deal. Easy Now comes with bundles and equipment upgrades too. Call and ask about all the benefits today.
American Standoff is a new primetime documentary on DirecTV's audience network, ripped from today's headlines, featuring the ongoing fight for land rights in the western U.S. It's a compelling story of the Hammonds, an Oregon ranching family, and their 20-year fight with government agencies over land and water. It's going to premiere May 4th at 8 Eastern and Pacific, and American Standoff is available exclusively on Audience DirecTV Channel 239 and AT&T UVerse 1114 and on DirecTV Now. We're thrilled to be part of Audience Channel every single day on Audience Network and DirecTV Channel 239 and AT&T UVerse 1114 on DirecTV Now. Check out American Standoff later on.
Two more critical corn questions the command center has for you.
Yep.
You're not a fan of the holders. Peter King mentioned the way he does his butter. He'll ruin a thing of butter and take the whole thing.
Right.
If you're at a guest house and you don't pre-butter in the aluminum, are you a knife cut into butter and spread, or are you a roll on the whole stick guy? That's question one. Question two is, are you a typewriter eater or a log running spinner?
I'm a log running spinner. Ron in Michigan, you're on the show. I've got about 30 seconds for you, Ron. I want to give the Chris Command Center an attaboy before we go home. Go for it, Ron.
Rich, I'm a big fan of your show.
Thank you,
and
Ron.
not particularly a fan of Brockman, but that's okay. I do feel strongly, though, about these corn holders, and yes, I have corn holders. When my guests come to my home, they are presented with the corn holders so that they will have the option of their choice, and most of them use the corn holders.
Okay, Ron. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and now I'm going to give that option to my guests when they come to the house.
And I will take you up on that.
If you only shared more, then you wouldn't have people like Ron from Michigan calling up saying they're not a fan of yours, because we're fans of yours, and we know you. We know you. You just have to share. Share. Open up your heart. Turn on your heart light. Just like E.T.
Let the sunshine in.
Just turn on your heart light.
Turn on your heart light, Chris. That's all I'm saying. Turn on your heart light.
Did you guys see E.T.?
That's all I'm trying to say.
I've seen E.T.
Okay.
Does E.T. hold up?
I just watched it actually 2 weeks ago.
I'm not. I still can't even show it to my kids yet. It's a little scary.
I think it's a little early for
John Smoltz, Wade Phillips, Al Madrigal, Peter King today. Tomorrow's show, Keith Law from ESPN, author of Smart Baseball. He'll be here in studio. And Chuck Todd from Meet the Press will also be here as well. Learned so much about you guys today. Learned so much. You never know. You work with somebody for years and years and years.
See, you're doing an act right now.
Did you say give the command center credit?
Yeah, you're really
no, give me an attaboy.
You're
Somebody
really
said I'm using the corn holder thingies, as you refer to them. That's all I'm saying.
I can't wait to
I can't
use
believe
them
you
next
go
time
log roller also, not typewriter.
I thought you'd be a typewriter guy.
I just eat the corn. I eat. I don't know. I don't want to categorize myself other than just being a classy individual who brings things to people's houses and shares. See you on Wednesday.
Super Bowl, 'cause we're the Houston Oilers.